me know when you're ready for a
Go for
read.
it.
Yeah, actually, I'd just like to point out we actually can't edit
Nope.
the names of anything.
Cease, Red.
Previously, the party.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
So I can.
Yeah, I was gonna throw them away, but okay. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're fine.
Yep.
Are we streaming it?
Read.
Or am I just
Yeah.
reading to the void? Okay.
Okay.
Read. Oh wait, that was an instruction. Previously, the party took part in the Yaren tournament. After Vonren was eliminated in the first round and Julia and Logan won the duos, Logan engaged Sek in the final round and just managed to defeat Sek, winning the main prize. A magical
Woohoo, yeah.
cutlass. We
Ooh,
still don't know what it does yet.
No.
After the tournament, the party had an after party in the Leaky Tavern with an evening filled with drinking water and food. Once the party started to die down, oh god, there's no punctuation.
there's-
Look, I
the
wrote
punctuation.
this whilst
I didn't
was
write
sorting out
shit.
stunt. Shut up.
Okay.
Don't blame me just because you can't get a proper grasp on the English
Look, I didn't have to retake
Oh
it 3
god, it's all
times.
run one big run on sit.
Put it in where you believe it.
Okay, for all of fun, put in the comma every sentence.
Put a comma in
Put a
every
comma in
sentence.
every line. Every
Right.
line is a comma.
And food. Once the party started to die, now Kia returned with a fully completed map and information on the
You're a retard.
gnolls that had attacked a few nights previous. The party then decided they would proceed to the cave where the gnolls are believed to live, and Akir would remain in town with Raylin to protect the town as well as run Raylin back to Kin Allen to find out what she should do next. Also, Dick, signed ellipses.
Thank
He scribbled it down quickly enough. He didn't have time for grammar. Yes, when we left off, you had all just turned in for the night after your lovely evening of drinking.
Very hard
yeah.
evening of drinking. I like to-
And you'd all gone to your various rooms. I believe some of you had chosen to sleep in the stalls downstairs with the sofa beds, essentially.
Yeah, that was a nicer than the rooms.
I believe Cybran had retired to his room, or Logan had.
I had fallen asleep on the floor this time. I was
Vonren
too
had
damn
returned
tired.
to his room. Oh, game. And you're all, essentially, apart from Akir and Raylin, and the two who returned to their room, basically strewn across this tavern in various positions of sleep, with Rurik half asleep on a chair, and a table. Oh, did you go to your room as well? I thought you stayed downstairs. So
I was back to my
Ellipsis Ellipsis and Juliet were pretty much the only two that stayed downstairs.
We know
Clearly.
better.
As you are slowly sort of coming to, the sun starting to shine through the windows of the rear of the tavern, you hear Keaton come running in. And Juliet and Ellipsis, you would hear this first, as he sort of runs over to Banzar and is like, where are they? I need to talk to them quickly. Ah,
Present.
excellent. Where's the rest of your party?
Not
I
present.
see. Are they upstairs? Or...
Don't worry, I can get them. Yeah, don't worry, and I'm going to concentrate really hard to just cast
Okay.
message at Logan
Right.
while he's sleeping.
Uh,
So it's up to you whether he actually hears
Well, you're
this, I guess. I don't
gradually
know.
coming
Maybe
to
he will, maybe he
consciousness as you have had a long rest. So.
won't. Oh,
yeah,
is it mostly
it's
morning
about
now as well?
6:30, 7 a.m. So.
Oh, okay, I thought this was like rushing.
gonna
Okay, that's
roll
fine.
over and hope like hell I don't see green skin.
I'm just going to message him and go, oh god,
Uh,
it's the Lorax.
The Lorax is back.
uh,
You need to come downstairs.
orange fucking peanut.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking hilarious.
Uh,
Literally the funniest shit I've ever seen. I'm out of words now, you can respond.
what? God? No.
And then I'm just going to do the same
Okay,
to anybody
as
else
you-
upstairs. That is, you know,
As you
not just everybody.
gradually go through the list of
So,
just
Rurik.
you alert Rurik and Akir and Raylin and such, and they all come down.
Oh yeah, they exist as well.
Some of them a bit more groggy than others. Logan, for example, still half asleep. Not a morning person, apparently. Um,
In the
Look,
meantime,
I got my ass beaten in the previous day. I think I'm entitled to be a little
That's
lazy this
fair.
morning.
as you all come rushing, well, I would say rushing, you all come down. There wasn't really a sense of urgency in Ellipsis's message. Nope.
There's never a sense of emergency.
You all come down, mostly sort of on the.
I'm going to, as Logan comes down, at
Yeah.
the table I'm still at, I'm just going to keep a minor illusion of some alcohol on the table. Just like a tankard of mead or
Roll a
something.
perception to see if you can tell if it's actual alcohol or not.
It's Arcana for that, I believe.
Well, it's a minor illusion, so it's not
Two.
super. It's
Yeah,
quite
I
crude.
suppose.
Two?
No,
you
it's
think
not.
it's a fucking tankard of ale?
I was actually going to roll a will save, but yeah,
will
okay.
save?
Yeah, you think it's, well, you think
Try
it's a tankard of
drinking it.
ale. So if you roll a will save or a wisdom save now,
I'm going to stumble over to it and try and drink it.
I don't know.
Where'd my
it's
D20 go?
As you sit, when you sit down, you're going to look away from the tankard of ale.
I'm not even going to sit down.
Oh,
You
fair
I'll
enough.
pick it
will
up.
Go straight
Carry on.
through
Carry on. Carry on.
it.
Oh,
You're right there, Logan.
oh,
You got hit pretty hard. Maybe you should sit down.
I think I'll stand.
Whatever floats your boat. Well, not anymore, I suppose. But you know.
Jesus Christ, Ellipsis. So as you all gather up downstairs, Logan attempts to drink a tankard of ale that does not exist.
Once he goes to pick it up and his ankle's wrong, dispel it.
Fair enough. So you're making him think he's mad.
That's why I'm so
Um,
disappointed.
Yeah, he just looks mad.
Everyone else
yeah.
can see the
As
illusion.
you all gather
Well,
up,
yeah.
Keaton goes, "Ah, good. You're all here. You're all awake." An interesting development has occurred this morning.
Books be wiped.
Would you all like to come with me to the jail, please? And he starts sort of rushing
Hang on a minute.
out.
We're not getting
no,
thrown back
please,
in
come
there.
quickly.
Alright. If Juliet's
she
not
was
up,
right.
I'm gonna nudge her.
She woke up when you did, when Keaton came running in.
Oh, okay. In which case, yeah. Yeah, I'll go
is
forward.
everyone
Then.
following him?
Looks like it. Although I'm
Yep.
going to note that we're missing one member.
Vonrin.
Yeah, I'm
Vonrin
trying
is,
to Logan at
asleep
that time.
still.
Oh, well, there you go. Wait,
Yeah,
did he come
came
back?
with you eventually, but he is still asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm remembering it now. Yeah.
So as you will follow Keaton down to the jailhouse or guardhouse, which is here, obviously, he seems flustered. The town seems to be almost in a bit of a frenzy. All of the townspeople are. It's similar to when you first arrived, but a lot more manic and chaotic.
Well, it's nice to see the town is lively again. Didn't think that much water would do this much.
But as you walk through the town and see all these people going a bit crazy and being like, "What's going on? What's going on? Did you hear? Did you hear?" And there's lots of hushed whispers, and the town feels alive for the first time since you guys arrived. And Keaton seems to be rather flustered, and he's a good 15 feet ahead of you guys, just sort of beckoning you onwards. Rather than explaining anything, he's just apparently going to show you. And eventually you all do arrive at the guardhouse, and as you head on in with him, you see Destin and a couple of his guards there, as well as what appears to be the herbalist that you encountered a few days prior, who helped.
The herbalist in the cell? Or?
He is in a cell, yes. The cell door is open.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not locked. He's not locked in there or anything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
So,
he's
yeah,
the
okay,
herbalist
that's
who
what
helped Juliet a few days before. And
I'm going to give him a bit of a wave
he's not
as
actually
we pass
looking
by.
at you. He's looking down at one of the beds. And as
Dickhead.
you all start to come in, followed by Akia and Raylin. You see a glimpse of blue as the herbalist sort of stands up and turns around. He's like, well, he seems to be coming to consciousness. And he sort of steps out of the way to Keaton, and you see the head sticking out of this almost blanket-covered cot. A blue dragonoid-shaped head that is laying on these pillows and doesn't look entirely with it.
Conscious or
Mostly conscious.
Keyword being mostly.
That's a big lizard.
It can make sounds. Oh no, 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 it's just-
Just gonna lean in and take a look.
How close are you getting to me?
I'd say still 2-3 feet away.
I will, as the herbalist. Is
Male.
it a male or female herbalist? Sorry. Male. As the herbalist takes his hands away from my head, I will, after a few tosses and turns and a few grunts, slowly crack open my eyes. And they very quickly dart across the room before I suddenly sit up, breathe, look around and attempt to
Okay,
get out
as you
of
look
the bed.
around, you see you are surrounded by mostly humanoids. Similar to yourself, you recognize the normal races of a human, a dwarf, a half-elf and an elf. There's several humans sort of standing around you and such. There is one rather tall figure who is probably about 7.5 feet tall or so, who is... He looks human, but he has white skin with a sort of almost tattoo-like colorings on his face. And you realize quite quickly you are in what appears to be a prison cell. But the door does not appear to be locked or closed. And you are being currently ogled by about 7 different people.
I am going to. First and foremost, do I have my equipment on me?
So first of all, when he
Yeah,
stands up, does he have
you are
clothes
still
on?
wearing your equipment. Your sword and shield is just sort of propped at the end of the bed. The
And
quarterstaff is there as
quarterstaff?
well, yes.
That's okay. I'm going to as if I'm being stared at by like a pack of lions. I'm going to sort of move very slowly and methodically, standing up and walking towards the end of the bed and picking up my equipment and inspecting it.
As you start to sort of pick up your equipment, you notice the ones in sort of a black armor, they sort of all reach for their swords, but they don't draw them or unsheath them in any way. They're just sort of hand on hilt.
As they do, my eyes instantly snap, and whilst I'm reaching, stare at them for a moment.
They sort of
Oh,
back
he's
up a little
feisty.
bit, but their hands are still on their swords.
He gets a better treatment. Last time we walked into this town, they had fucking polar arms on our back.
Yeah.
Keaton sort of looks at you and just goes, "Yes, well, we've looked our out-of-town greetings, haven't we?" And he sort of takes a step forward and just goes, hello there, I'm Keaton Whitmore.
Keaton.
You...
Drem
I'm sorry?
your lock.
I'm afraid I don't understand. And as he says this, you see the big white Goliath man look at you, and then in Draconic responds with, "What is your name?"
I am immediately taken a little bit back. I didn't expect anyone to know Draconic, but fascinating creatures. And I look to the. Is
He's
it
Goliath looking.
I'm
Goliath is the race that he
Goliath
most
looking,
closely resembles.
okay. I look towards the Goliath-like man, and in Draconic say, Quodran, Tasif.
I don't know if names probably don't translate very much in languages, do they?
It's up to you.
No,
It's not really.
it wouldn't be something that he would like. You would understand that I understand, obviously, but to him I would just be spouting off sort of nonsense, essentially.
Okay.
And as I say that, and I assume he looks a bit bewildered.
Well, he asked you what your
by
name
it.
is, and you responded with something that he doesn't understand, but he puts the words together and is like, interesting.
As I clock that the gears are moving, I scratch the side of my face and to you would probably know it as an amalgamation of words. Light, story, find.
Do you say that in common or Draconic stuff?
Draconic.
He just sort of
Everything I'm saying is
looks at
Draconic
you
stuff.
sideways a little, responds in Draconic saying, "I understood that your name was Quodran. I am just confused as to what a Dragonborn is doing here."
I take it you've heard of the Conclave? Interesting. Are you aware of the Empress's want to open up borders?
This is very confusing to all of you
Every time
because
they
there is
speak,
just back and forth in Draconic, and none of you understand it.
Every time they speak, I'm just looking my head back and forth.
Well, like a
It's
tennis.
this verbal
Yeah.
tennis match.
I'm going to nod sagely as if I understand.
Oh, Logan, what are they doing?
Everyone
Buddy, I
in
don't
this
fucking know
room,
what this stupid
apart from
I
Akia,
have no
is very
idea.
confused
Okay.
about the.
I mean, I can
Yeah,
understand
you,
it's a
you
different
know
language.
that there's a conversation happening, but you have no idea what is being said.
I don't care either.
I am here to test your numbers.
Hey, big guy, what the fuck is going on?
Find out information. So
Are you
to
saying this
speak.
to Akia? Okay.
Yes.
He just sort of looks at
Hang on.
you, then looks at Ellipsis, and in common goes, "His name is Quodran Tasif. He's from."
Just whilst he's sorry, real quick, whilst he's talking to the rest, everyone here, I've taken up the quarterstaff and pulled out a small, like, little pocket knife, and have just started punching notches into the quarterstaff.
Bit weird, but okay.
So do you guys just talk
Keep
about
my
whittling?
eye on him.
Akia turns to you and explains, "His name is Quodran Tasif. He's from a place called the Conclave. And I'm not entirely sure what his purpose is. That one isn't very clear."
I mean, I can sum up the conclave for you in about 2 sentences.
Please do. As you know, I've not left this island for a considerable period of time.
Actually, I don't know whether I should. I'm a bit biased in my opinions. Cough!
Character plot points?
I
I've
say
never met-
cough
Just
out
says
loud.
I've never met this man before in my
It
life.
just says cough. Okay.
I go, cough. No, I look over to Logan. Actually, no, sorry,
I was
sorry. I
gonna
look over to Rurik, being the more, the more,
the more learned man
heteronising
of the party. Yeah.
yeah. I'll go. Yeah, you maybe have a unbiased opinion on the conclave. He says with a bittersweet.
Yes.
Kia would understandably like to know more.
Would you like to know more?
Where the hell am I gonna get that? Hold on a second. Well, I mean, Viking has like nothing on the actual page for it, so I don't know exactly what my character would know about it.
You would
Dragon
basically
Prince.
know what pretty much
Oh,
everyone
right,
else
yeah.
knows, that the conclave consists of dragonborn and dragonkin, such as kobolds and that and the like, and every other race, as far as you are aware, is enslaved whenever they enter the conclave. And they have had their borders closed for possibly over 200 years. You're not entirely sure.
I don't know much about the conclave. All I know is they're dragonborn, dragons, kobolds, and anyone else in there seems to be slaves. As well as their borders have been closed for a couple hundred years now, maybe more.
I see.
Also, yeah, sorry, but I'm not going to try to do voices right now.
Yeah, sounds like
My
you got
nose is
a
all
cold
stuffed
coming
up,
on
it's
there, bud.
messing up horribly. Yeah.
All good.
He just looks back to Quadron, and again in Draconic. Do you speak Common?
Very little.
Little bit.
Little bit. Teeny tiny bit.
He just sort of looks at you and goes.
Would you like me to speak in common?
He responds, "I'm sure my friends would like you to speak in Common, as they do not understand Draconic."
Very well. And as he finishes that line, he turns to the rest of the group and goes, "Hello."
Sound like he was about to choke on something there.
Shame.
And he crosses his arms in front of him in like an X and goes, "No fight, friend." And when he says friends, he like opens his arms out like in a hug.
Yeah.
Just gonna fold my arms and step onto my back foot.
I'm gonna hold my ground. No fight. Good.
No fight.
As this transaction occurs between you, Keaton sort of looks at the guards and just sort of waves his hand as if to like stand down. And then it sort of looks to you and just goes, "You do understand Common, correct?"
Yes, and I respond in Draconic.
Okay, it just sort of looks to Keaton and goes, "He understands. He just cannot speak it very well, it seems." And Keaton's like, "Ah, excellent. Do you know where you are?"
I turn to like ruffle through like my pack. I'm assuming that because of what's happened, essentially everything is like waterlogged.
Most of your bag is soggy at the very least.
Yeah.
And your scales feel a bit dry as well, so you're probably a little dehydrated.
I managing like 8 different characters in my head at one time. I make like a drawing Like with my fingers, I like trace out like a bit of paper
Yeah.
and sort of and go map.
Keaton sort of looks to Akir, being as Akir is the local translator, and sort of goes, I don't quite understand. Is he asking for a map, or is he trying to show us the map?
I'm asking for a map because I assume that mine is.
Oh,
fucked.
yeah. Most of the ink has run. He obviously, Akir then asks you this in Draconic, and you respond with, "You are looking for a map." Yeah.
Want a
And
map, yes.
Keaton sort of looks over at one of the guards and says, "Quickly, go to my office and grab the map off the wall." And the guard's like, "Yes, sir," and just sort of rushes off. Which it's just a quick jaunt across the courtyard. Yeah,
A small
quick jog. He'll be maybe 30 seconds or so. And then after he comes back with the map, he sort of just hands it to Keaton and he just goes, "Here you are." And Keaton holds it out, sort of showing it to you, kind of, but like still not like holding it directly out to you, sort of holding it so that he can see it as well.
Yeah, I grab like the bottom part of the map and like pull it up, and with my claw draw a path from a southern. Sorry, the continent we're in currently is it the north or
I
south
can
side?
help you with
Sorry.
this.
Yes.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, you need to. That's nice. Yeah.
I'm praying to God that it actually loads for me.
that is
'cause-
something that we do have problems
One
with One World.
Oh, perfect.
One world's weird for you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So where
We are over here. You were traveling
We
from
are
about
here.
there.
So I point to this location roughly, and then I
you were
was
going into the waste, sort of around this area is where you thought you were going.
and so I with my claw I trace down a little, and then end it about here,
Yeah.
and then look up to the gentleman in front of me,
Keaton.
whose name I can't remember. Keaton. I'll have to get note cards for these. Keaton, and say,
Yeah, my notebook erased all the notes I had in it.
traveled from my town about to here when a storm hit, and I'm assuming I'm somewhere around here, and I point to like circle that location, and then as I do that, I suddenly step back a moment, and then, where is my ship?
Is this in Draconic or? Yeah.
Draconic to him, yes.
Keaton looks confused, and Akir sort of takes over. He goes, in Draconic, what ship?
The Oran. It's a mercantile ship. It's what I sailed here on.
Akir sort of relays this to Keaton, saying, he's asking where his ship is, but I did not see another ship in the harbor when we arrived. Keaton sort of looks at him and goes, well, no, he turned up on a piece of driftwood. Probably no bigger than a boat, at best. This, of course, you understand, even though most of the words are a little bit confusing, but you do understand it.
Another shipwreck survivor.
So I'm the only one here.
Keaton sort of looks at you with the map still held and just goes, it would appear that way. You're also not here. And he pokes at the map.
I completely fucking start. I completely ignore them. Pick up my gear and start putting it on.
The guards look a little tense. They're like looking at Keaton and Destin for guidance. And Akir,
If you'll excuse me, thank you for the hospitality. I need to go find my friends, and I'm going to try and weasel my way past.
Akir sort of stands in your way and stops you from getting past, and just says in Draconic, "I suggest you listen to what the mayor has to say before rushing off."
Can we walk and talk then?
No. Look at the map. Keaton,
look.
he just sort of nods to Keaton, and Keaton goes, You're not here, my dragon friend. You're in Lexavala over here." And he points to a good few 100 kilometers west of where you expected you were.
That's impossible. We were on course. I could see the. So if I'm here, I need to find my friends. Please move.
Akir just sort of steps to the side and lets you pass. He only wanted you to listen to what Keaton had to say.
I'm going to push my way past, and
No,
I don't know the way out.
to begin with, you walk towards
Push a bit better.
you walk
Make
towards
this.
what appears to be the way out, but it turns out it's just the toilet for the guardhouse. You then sort of
Think
turn
through.
back around and head back, and then you do find the door out to the town.
Oh no, what a shame. There's a theft.
What's
Crack it
he-
open,
I'm
step
not entirely
outside.
sure what you expected us to do. So we found another shipwreck survivor.
Keaton's
Common
sort of
ground, I guess.
rolling
if
up
you
the
can
map.
All being
and he's
friends
just
of a
like,
lizard, a common
I
ground.
mean, you did win the tournament yesterday. It seemed only reasonable to get the most qualified fighters, I suppose, in case things went wrong.
Got you there.
I'm gonna follow.
Yes, Akir and
Torquemada.
Raylin are also following.
Gotta keep the elf safe.
I love
Follow
how I've
Raylan.
got this hook for Logan. It's just wherever the female elf goes that he's fallen in love with.
Where does
Juliet
Juliet
follows
go?
as well.
Oh, fuck, fine.
I now apparently have a hook for
Is she, like,
ellipsis too.
Water
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the rest of them, least of all the fucking dragon. I care about Juliet.
As you make your way out into the sunlight, as you open the door, it's very bright, and
Yeah, I was gonna say I blink a few times and block my eyes
yeah,
for a moment.
because you've been unconscious
whilst I adjust.
probably a couple of days at least, you reckon? And you are dehydrated and you have been in darkness for a while. So coming out into the sunlight is going to be like, oh, Jesus.
Is there anything in my? Is there any like water? Like, is my water? skin
Your
still
skin's
right?
intact. It's mostly empty.
I'll drink
Yeah.
what's left in it.
It's, it's just filled with
Ah,
salt
yes.
water.
Jokes
Oh,
on you, I like this shit.
And Akira is maybe about 4 or 5 feet behind you as you walk out into the daylight. And as you step out into the town square, you see an amalgamation of most of the races that you would know as slaves. Just all sort of crowding around the entrance to the jailhouse, all sort of clamoring to see what's going on, that sort of thing. And you see pretty much every race
we catch
that
up?
you have ever heard of. Yeah, you all catch up as well.
May catch up.
Uh,
Are you stopping to look at them by any chance,
I
Quadrant?
I'm taken back because. Oh yeah, I forget people out here live
Yeah.
freely.
If you're taken back then, and if we all manage to get out in time, I'm just going to make sure to remark to him, hope you're used to living in the dirt like the rest of your slaves. In common. Because I know he understands.
He understands
at
most
least.
of it, yeah.
And that's the only way I have.
Understanding he can do pretty well. It's the speaking of that he struggles.
Speaking, I can comprehend if I feel like wasting a spell slot.
I stare at the. What race are you?
Half elf.
Half elf. For a brief moment before looking back among the crowds, and I raise my right hand, move it across to my left breast, and sort of half bow. And then when I return back upright, I say, Drem. Hello.
Yes,
This
hi.
instills a sort of from the entire crowd as you sort of do this, and they're just like, "What's he saying? What does that mean? I don't understand." It's just confusion, elation, excitement, the whole shebang.
I'm going to. I tilt my head back and breathe in deeply and smell the sea air. And I go, yes. And just start walking forward towards the ocean line. And just to make sure that I don't hit anyone as on the way, I wrap my tail around my waist.
Kind of like a Saiyan would. So yeah, you
pretty
sort
much.
of, as you walk towards the crowd, they all sort of start to sort of part to let you through, because they're all still a little scared of you and confused by you as you walk towards the harbour.
As I'm going through, as a part like the Red Sea, I sort of half wave and raise my hand.
Fucking royalty over here.
Not even like that, just sort of timid, kind of timidly, just sort of unsure whether this is a proper greeting, and just to make sure that I'm not insulting them, I just sort of half do it, wave, flick it, and then sort of drop it again and just carry on moving.
Are you all following? I mean,
Make sure he doesn't
Akira
kill
is
anybody.
following
Sure,
because
yeah.
he's the only one who speaks Draconic. So if Keaton is also following as well, so if anyone needs translation, they have to go through Akira, and he needs to be there for that. Raylene is sticking to Akira, as Akira is essentially her guardian at this point. And you all basically make your way through the town, just sort of along this path. It's not a long path, about 100 meters or so, to the seafront. And Quo, once you get there, you see there is maybe 2 ships that are in pretty poor condition. They might still sail, but unlikely. And
do either of them look like
no,
a brigand?
neither of them. They look like, yeah,
Shitty
you got a
fishing
sort of
ships.
sloop and a frigate at best, if you could even call it that.
I sort of just look up and down.
You see a few small sort of
the coast.
rowboats and that, but that's about it.
I turn back around and look to Keaton and say, "Where did I wash up?"
This is in Draconic, presumably. Yeah.
Yes.
Anything that makes sense.
Anything I say, anything that is a full cohesive
Okay.
sentence is in Draconic.
Akira translates this to Keaton, and Keaton just sort of looks a little ways down this way, and just sort of goes about there-ish, and he points to one of the jetties sort of down here.
And I take off in that direction, then moving onto the beach if need be, or just moving onto the
Yeah,
woodwork
there.
jetty
It's
itself.
essentially it's a hard stop. There's a little bit of dirt underneath where the harbour wall is, but for the most
Right.
part, it just goes straight into the ocean.
It's just Okay, cool. Yeah, in which case I'll make my way off. To
Yeah,
that,
as you
that jetty.
get to the jetty, you sort of walk down it, and you do see a few boards and such floating in the water. But the thing that catches your eye the most is a piece of wood, well, two pieces of wood that are together, that is floating in the water. However, the one that really catches your eye is the name of the boat that you were on, written on those two pieces of wood, with its fancy sort of nameplate that was on it.
Cool. Great. Good. How deep is the water?
It's difficult to tell. Close to the harbour side, you imagine 2, maybe 3 feet. Bit further out, possibly anywhere between 8 and 10 feet, if not deeper. Can you swim?
Okay. I would fucking hope so.
If you can't, Logan can. He
I
can save you if he wishes.
pick if he wishes.
Actually, what is the nameplate? written in?
It would be in
Draconic?
Draconic, yes.
Will I recognize it anyways?
No.
Since ship names.
It's not a name of a ship you have ever encountered. It's weird, almost like an English person looking at Japanese writing. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh, thank God, it's not one of our marks.
I need to go and see if I can find the wreckage.
He again, Akira translates this down to Keaton. Keaton still goes, I mean, this is all that we've seen that's come in. It's possible there's some further down the island, or it's possible that most of the wreckage didn't even come to the island. If you got here essentially the same way as the rest of the group that I'm with right now did, their boat would have been shattered across both seas. Its wreckage could have turned up in the Empire or the Kingdom or even in the Conclave.
Goblins could have made it explode.
Yes, goblins
Being said, we
could
haven't seen
make it
goblins in a while.
explode.
No goblins on my ship. I'm
You saying you have standards?
very. I'm gripping my fists very, very tightly and half shaking as I hold these two planks. Of
Yeah,
wood.
Keaton sort of looks at you and is like, You're free to look, but I wouldn't advise getting your hopes up.
I toss the 2 bits of wood back into the ocean,
Okay.
and as I do so, I say, I must have what essentially comes across as like a small prayer, but it's simply just me saying, "Go back and find her," and then I'll turn back to the group and say to Keaton, because he's the only fucking one that
Kind
understands
of.
me.
Akira is the one who understands Draconic, but Keaton sort of kind of understands what you're going through. He's attempting to be nice and helpful if he can.
Considering I'm now stuck here, how do I get off this island?
Akira translates this again over to Keaton, and Keaton's sort of like,
That's a good question.
yes, it's
I turn to the
human.
whatever
He's
you are.
Human.
I turn to the human and just stare at him.
I stare back.
Sort of tilt my head to the
smacks
slightly.
the human for being insubordinate.
And Be careful there, Logan. He'd sooner stab you than make friends with you.
I step back.
Well, I
about
never
half
met a
an
big lizard man before.
Oh, lucky. Knew a noble one. Visited me when I was working with mayor of my town. Self-righteous prick.
Interesting.
I stand there for a minute. Well,
Akia sort of looks around at everyone else and then looks back at you, and Indraconic responds with, I'm sorry for your loss, but how did you get here? Was there a storm?
I nod.
He just sort of slowly nods as you sort of nod, and he's like, I fear that your ship was attacked in some way by Dagon, the claimed god of the sea. If that is true, the only way off the island is to kill Dagon.
Then why haven't you done it?
Killing a demon of that power is not exactly easy.
Well, I appear to be at an impasse.
He sort of looks at the party, gives a small sigh, and then Indraconic says, but if there is anyone who can kill Dagon, it is this group, and I am willing to help them try.
Why do I feel like I've been voluntold for something that I didn't
I
agree
mean,
to?
if you want to get off the island at
me
any
neither.
point, you will have to fight Dagon.
Well, fuck, make a rum distillery over here, man. We'll be living like living in.
Living like kings
Yeah.
in this shithole of a town.
I look over to the. I assume she gestures
Yeah, he just sort of
to the party.
gestures with a sort of look and a hand.
Sorry. I dart my vision from all three of them, and then look back over and say, "They hardly look like they're worth anything. Do you expect them to kill a demon?"
He looks at you with an almost disgusted look and says, well, they may not be dragon kind. They might surprise you in their abilities. Remember, you now live in their world.
Being dragonkind has nothing to do with it. Look at them. Half of them look like they can barely hold up a twig.
Is he gesturing at us
Uh-huh.
with his hand by any chance, Quad?
Yes.
As you
Okay,
start
excellent.
gesturing at this 8-year-old Kenku girl, little black fluffy thing, in a half plate shirt,
Like,
draws her longsword and points it at you.
Easy there, lassie.
no. Shut up, Logan. She's doing the right thing.
Now, you don't know whether she understood you or was just feeling threatened by you, but she is pointing a longsword at you.
I laugh. I see the small little creature, and I laugh. Not a mocking laugh, just.
I take it as a mocking laugh. Hey, Julian, I fucking hate him. I don't whisper that to her.
I'll crouch down to get on her level.
However, now I will pull a dagger out.
Hey, Stud,
Mm-hmm.
quick question. How's your constitution?
Very good. Why?
Just curious.
That's not a question that you normally ask people.
Hey, look, a slave has turned up.
Like,
Let's be
this
nice.
is what I was thinking of.
Where's my mouse? Oh, there's
Because
I
that would
mean,
be
it's only
entertaining.
against an unwilling creature.
I'd imagine
point
he'd
in
be
time,
unwilling.
probably. Uh,
Actually, wait a second. You know what? No, he's already crouched down to stand next to Juliet. Juliet's probably
Juliet
willing,
is-
right?
Depends on what's going to happen to
Juliet is
Juliet.
down for a lot of shit. She finds it funny for the most part.
Um,
It's not something you should say about an 8-year-old, but
It's
okay.
only
Yeah.
dirty if you make it dirty. You're
I wasn't
implying
making it dirty.
She's an 8-year-old girl. She just wants to
No.
have some fucking fun, and she finds things funny and enjoyable.
yeah,
She's killed as many people,
Yeah,
as many
you know
things in
what?
this
No,
party than
I'll
the
give
next
you it.
person.
She's
How
in-
is that fun?
So
She's
exactly
doing it
funny.
funny.
3 things.
congratulations, son.
The whole
Congra-
time, this is
Congratulations, son. You've convinced me to waste a second level spell slot. I'm gonna cast Enlarge on Juliet.
So as you
Okay.
crouch down to stand roughly level with this sort of 8-year-old, 3'6" girl, you see the dwarf do some hand movements and say something, and sort of toss a pinch of iron to the side as the small girl that you just stood in front of, you sort of knelt down on one knee to sort of talk to. She now grows to being about the same size as Akia, the white Goliath type man.
About the same height as me.
Yeah, a little bit bigger.
Juliet is
She's
7'.
probably about 7'2", 7'3" at this point.
Can I remember how big I said
Yeah.
I was? Oh, I'm 6'8", yeah.
She's a little bit taller than you. She's also the second
I,
tallest
watched
in the
this happen.
party.
Juliet. Down.
She is a
I-
little confused, but she's finding this fun, so...
I stand and look up. at her
Only
now.
mildly. Her beak does come up to about your, I suppose, beak. As Dragonborn do have a sort of elongated head, so... Yeah, snout.
It's a
I think
snout?
it's muzzle, snout, one of the two. I don't know.
My tail unwraps from my waist and like sort of slams on the dock.
She's also
behind me.
holding, at this point, pretty much a greatsword. One-handed. Yeah,
Does the
everything
weapon
enlarges.
grow as well?
So the weapon
Oh,
is
fair
essentially
enough.
the size of a greatsword now.
Fair enough.
And I look up at her and I say, well, maybe I misjudged.
In common, or because that could be taken either way. Okay.
Draconic.
Akia sort of.
Sounds like he's slandering you there.
I was about to call her little one, but I see little is not the correct wordage.
Let me just double check something. Oh. As she enlarges as well, and you sort of look up at her, you notice now that, like, because before she was quite short, now she's pretty damn tall, even taller than you, and
Yes.
you notice
We've been through this.
on her belt, mostly obscured by feathers. But you now can see her belt because it's not like 2 feet from the ground. A religious symbol, one that you recognize quite fervently as the symbol of Selenia.
I am very surprised. And without thinking, I'm going to sort of very slowly reach forward and attempt to like look at the belt buckle.
Okay.
Pretty sure Juliet would not react nicely to this.
Not really. She's also holding a greatsword, essentially. She's not going to swing at you, but she is going to point the sword at you.
I'm doing.
And you feel as the point of the blade hits against your plate armor.
Does that count as a hit?
Oh boy.
Does that count as a hit?
I'm gonna say it's too
What are
light
you doing over there? Bud?
because
Okay,
it was
fair
sort of it's a gentle push rather than a hit.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine. I was just checking.
oh, I just remembered why you were asking.
Just checking by your rules.
As she very kindly presses the great sword to my chest, I raise a hand and take my other hand away from her. Reach into my curious very quickly, and pull out from around my neck on a chain the exact same symbol that's on her. It's on her belt
Okay,
buckle.
as
And
go
it
on.
says Selenia in Draconic.
As she sees the symbol, there's almost like a sharp chalkboard noise as her sword goes straight up from your chest plate and she sheaths it.
A small breath. I just realized I was holding.
I rub at the
Yeah, there
I
is a
rub at the plate
small
mail.
scrape along it. Nothing that won't buff out, but little bit of shine polish on there that'll come off straight away. You also all sort of went when it grinded against the plate.
Uh,
Do you want me to get the sound effect? You won't like
You
it.
and I are of the same cloth.
Oh no.
Please no.
do it.
Also, Viking, that only
Oh,
lasts
yeah.
for a minute, so
This has been about 45 seconds. It's approaching a minute. She's about to shrink again.
I look to her and say, "You and I are of the same cloth."
She gives a nod, and as she nods,
Do
she
what?
starts to shrink
I
back down to
smile.
normal size.
She understands Draconic?
No, but she understands the gesture.
She's very intelligent for a small one.
Mm-hmm.
Her intelligence is average. It's just she's really wise.
I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
This 8-year-old has seen some shit.
She
learned to grow
fucking
up fast.
died 4 nights
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, she also lost her lover like a few sessions ago, right? Leave her alone, man.
Oh, by the way, if anything comes up, I'm just occasionally like pulling out my notebook and taking
Okay.
sketches of Quadrant.
I'm
That's
just going to
fine,
smile and
bro.
cast Fireball.
Oh, my favorite character type. You and Sax would have been very good friends.
Yeah, bye.
I will question him about the pictures
Later.
when he returns.
Now that they've finished their exchange, I'm gonna stop and look at Keaton and go. Shouldn't we be moving at this point?
I don't know. I don't know what you had planned.
Oh yeah, we never told you. My bad. It's a bunch of gnolls.
Those I was aware of. Well, they,
Oh,
they
okay, we
attacked
did know.
this
Never mind.
town, remember?
Yeah, we found out where they. Well, Ikea found out where they came from.
Yeah, Sakir found the Gnoll's cave, and we were going to go deal
So
with
don't ask
that
how.
before it became a problem.
Yes, because Keaton does not know, neither does Quodran know that Akira
That's
is
why
a
I
dragon.
quickly added, as that's why I exactly quickly added. Don't ask how.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
If he does, he may have his mind charmed, and that's his fault, not mine. He forced
I
my
must
hand.
keep the dragon's identity quiet.
The entire time you've been going on about this, I'm whittling into the quarterstaff.
Is that just your stress relief mechanism? Just stab the shit out of it.
Oh no. No. It has
Okay.
a purpose. Don't you
He's gonna
worry.
make a shit-covered spike.
Willing all the people
But
he's
yes,
gonna
as
make
you
into
as you
slaves,
sort
probably.
of say this, Keaton's like, oh right, yes, that would definitely stop us from getting attacked again. That's for sure.
The only issue is we're sat here discussing with this thing. We're wasting more hours of daylight to go
This
deal
is
with this
very
problem.
true. And Akira sort of pipes up and just goes in common this time. I would suggest you take him with you.
Really?
He is another sword arm. He looks relatively competent with a sword. And it would give him an opportunity to look for his crew in case any of them did make it to Yaren.
Or more of an opportunity to
Or-
scout the land to come back with more slavers and then enslave this entire land.
I don't think any slavers want this land.
No, they want the people. They don't
That
give a
is
shit
why
about the
I'm
land.
here. I have sworn an oath to protect this
Alright.
town. And I will. From anyone. And he sort of glares at Quodran.
I'm not here to take slaves, despite what the half-blood thinks.
Hmm, real convincing there.
That was in Draconic. You don't fucking understand that.
I'm under the
Real
assumption that
convincing there.
you have to admit Akira has a point. We're undermanned. An extra sword will always do well, and I wouldn't trust any of these guards.
You
with
can,
my
you
life.
can sort of see Destin, who is
So,
behind you. He
fair
goes,
point.
"Oi!"
Destin, a
Alright,
fucking Knowles
with
attack the
the-
8-year-old did more than you. Right,
With the
sit down, shut the
exception
fuck up.
of you, Destin, although I would like to discuss something with you later.
All right then. I guess I'll just go back to the guardhouse then, I suppose.
Bye bye.
Or if you
Alright, okay, you make a fair point. But I don't trust him. Just for the record.
I do not need you to trust him, just to work with him.
I know. I know. Just saying. Comes back with a bunch of slavers. I'll be the first one to say I told you so.
And I will be the first one to burn their boats.
Seems like a fair deal.
Ice burns, bitch.
Alright, well. The ice does indeed burn. Look at Logan and I go, yeah, true, he does look like he's good with a sword, but just don't blame me if anything happens, alright?
I'll let his actions speak for himself. I've never seen his
Yes,
kind. I don't
they
know what
have.
he's done to you or others.
Well,
So,
I'm not saying it's your fault for not knowing, but maybe ask the dwarf for a history lesson sometime.
I mean, the dwarf kind of gave a history lesson. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
But out of character, I imagine that
He
he knows a
knows-
lot more.
A little bit more, but not a huge amount. Not much is known about the Conclave.
There's still more that you could give in a
Oh, yeah.
20-second
He knows
description.
probably more than both of you because obviously he lived closest to
I
the
only know it
Conclave.
from my experiences.
Tournament
I
art
don't know
music.
much besides that. But, Rurik, what's your opinion? Good, okay.
He's
Grand.
busy
Cool.
sketching in
And
his
we are gonna
notebook.
We all-
Well,
and we-
that's 1 against, 1 for, Akia 4. Rurik, what about you? Alright, silence is consent, alright, that's 3 4.
Juliet?
True, I'm gonna look down at Juliet. And how do I word this? Do you want the slaver scum coming with us, Juliet?
Is it possible for Dragonborn to roll
I believe
eyes?
so.
Totally
Um,
not framing the narrative.
Definitely not trying to bias her opinion on, slavers that decide to steal, rape, and kill families. No, not at all.
Do you
Don't
still
worry
have
about me.
your symbol visible? Yeah. She just sort of
Yes.
yeah.
sort
She
of
just
left
points
hanging.
to the symbol and goes Selenia. In what you're pretty sure sounds like the priest's voice. Yeah, it's very
Selenia.
weird.
Raise an eyebrow.
I'll never get used to that.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. Just letting him come along.
She nods and goes, "Yes," in a completely different voice.
Democracy, kids. Something these guys don't know, but hey,
Right, well, since that's decided, I think we should probably get our compatriots here.
Speaking
Fed
of
and
which,
watered.
Keaton, any chance we can have that cart
Oh
back
yes,
again?
the cart, of course. Like I said, unless we needed to move wheat or anything, which currently we don't, you're free to use it.
Okay, is it possible you can get somebody to get it set up on the northwest exit? Oh wait, which way were we going? We were going
You would
southwest.
be going
northwest.
northwest if you're going by the shortest route.
Well, so our
I swear we
we-
chose a route.
we didn't choose a route yet because we were debating on what Raylan would do. If she was going to want to head back to Ken Island, we
Oh,
head
yeah.
south and take her
But
there.
she's going with a Kia, I believe. Stick around and then going with a Kia, I think is what.
Problem is, it's Kier's the only person who could talk to him
I
or
mean,
translate for him.
He can understand us. It's not like I
he
want to
can
listen to him
understand you,
anyway.
and he can kind of respond in broken English.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Common.
but it's broken,
Broken common,
He,
sir.
he doesn't
Broken
speak. He
common.
doesn't speak common.
Ah, my ship. There she is. She's there.
Oh, that's our ship.
No,
you
that's
fool.
your sea dragon.
So, yeah, would this be your uncle?
He looks good. He looks
Oh,
good.
that's their fiance.
Grandpappy, that's where you've been all this time.
But
Dives
yeah,
into the ocean.
Raylan
Should we
said
say
that she would
northeast
stay
then? Because Raylan, I think.
at
is
Yaren with
Yeah.
Akira, who said he could fly her over to Ken Island
Yeah.
if she wanted to go.
Yeah. So we may as well take the northeastern route. I'd say to Logan, with the knowledge of Raylan
Hmm.
staying here.
Well, I hope you packed your swimming trunks. This is northeast.
Don't you mean northwest?
I was
Sorry,
gonna say.
northwest. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose northwest would be the most direct route, but I feel like you guys should probably get him caught up. I need to speak with Desden.
Really?
Mhm.
You want me to catch him up?
Or you could get the cart ready and let Akir do it.
Yeah, I'll choose that option. I'll turn to Keaton and go, "Oh, go grab the cart. Don't worry about it. But thanks for the help, though."
Of course, no problems.
I'm gonna eye the lizard one more
Oh,
time
boy.
before I leave, and then leave.
Oh. And then what would they have me do?
Akira sort of looks to Logan.
Yeah, I've already.
I'm
walked
going
up.
soon. He
Yeah,
translated it.
he's just like,
I'm gonna
what
say
does, he wants to know what he should do.
He needs food and water. Go get him that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna look over to Rurik. Could you please gather supplies
I
for
don't
us?
want to go and see the fucking shopkeeper again. But yeah, Akira basically gestures to you and says, "Come on, Gordon, let's get you something to eat and drink," and leads you off to the tavern to get you some food, and some water. As you're making your way back towards Destin's office, basically, the herbalist actually comes past you and just sort of stops you and just goes, "The cider is coming along nicely." And just sort of continues walking.
Ooh,
I'm just gonna nod. And
It's
keep
not
moving.
sketch or anything.
don't let anybody know, Logan.
My dragon hearing.
It's
I
some
think,
kind of
set
sketch
pathway.
deal going on here. But yeah, you make your way back to the guardhouse. A lot of the crowd has now dispersed and such. They got their view of the dragon. They're quite happy.
As we're walking back through town, I'm
Yeah.
notching.
You get some sideways looks from people coming through. One woman, old woman, human, probably about 85 or so, sort of spits in your path. You imagine that the conclave
path
This
is-
woman.
has
the dragon-
probably
this woman.
wronged her in the past in some way.
Wait, did we do a scene switch? Because I thought we were still on me.
Yeah, I was just addressing what he was doing because he said he was notching on the way back. Yeah, you arrive at the guardhouse and Destin's sort of cleaning it up. His guards are sort of, taking a breather because they've been on high alert for about an hour now. And everything seems to be cool, it seems to be chill, so they are, whew. And he's sort of like, Logan.
I kick down the door.
He's just like, Logan, you wanted to talk to me?
Yes, you and I need to have words, and I'm just gonna kind of tilt my head over to a secluded room.
Okay.
Mhm.
And he sort of,
Mm,
He's about to shrink down from 6 foot to 2 foot 11.
he sort of gestures over to the room and goes over to it.
As soon as we're both in, I'm gonna shut the door, make
What's
sure no one's
happening
listening.
right now?
That showing the other night was piss poor
Oh.
at best.
The soldier.
Yes.
Yes. The
Excellent.
gnolls.
And frankly, the tournament didn't leave me unimpressed either. The skipper were here, he'd have you hide.
I get what you're saying, but I'm the only trained fighter. And even then, I barely made it to the basic footman in terms of training. The rest are mainly militia.
But I'm not sure what you're gonna have to do, but you're gonna have to find a way to train
Sure.
these people. At least to the point where more than 3 show up to the incursion.
That's fair.
There's
Are
a
we
lot-
yelling out this time?
Dogs. Yelling at
Logan is
dogs.
currently yelling at Destin for the piss poor showing of the guard.
apologies. I have appeared to have angered a dog.
You probably enslaved it as well, you son of a bitch.
I'll return when I've defeated you.
You are. You've enslaved it, haven't you? You're gonna go put it down.
It had a collar and leash on it anyway. Naturally.
Exactly my point. Exactly, I rest my
The dragons
case.
are all bastards.
Mm,
Anyway,
Look, you have a lot of idle hands around here. And I don't remember who said it, but I'm pretty sure as my grandpappy once said, idle hands make for the demon's work. You have all these people here who aren't doing anything. Get some of them training. Get some of them to start building walls. At least give them something to do.
with proper gates.
You're not there.
yeah.
You've been sent to the shop.
Wait, what do you mean send?
I asked you nicely to go gather supplies.
It's mainly
Uh,
because Logan doesn't want to encounter the shopkeeper again. That's true. We could do it. It would be a palisade at best, but
Anything's better, even if you just have to move dirt with your bare hands. Anything's better than what we had last time. And now, I'm going to be frank with you. I don't like this place. I really don't. But if this place falls, the only place we have left to go to is the elf village in the middle of the mountains.
I like that place even worse.
I don't want to live there. It's too far from the sea. And frankly, they don't have anything else going on there anything.
That's true.
And if I'm going to nearly die next time defending your town, I at least want to know that you're doing something to try and help.
I will see what I can do. Possibly a more in-depth
Are you
training regime.
And I know you don't have the men to spare now, but when we came back from the bridge to the east, sorry,
No,
having a mild
west.
stroke due to lack of alcohol.
This bridge, right? Choke Point Bridge. Yeah.
Yes, west. I'm having a major stroke due to a lack of alcohol. There wasn't anyone there looking at it. Not even a patrol was there. I know you don't have that many men to spare, but still.
Oh,
How many do you have guarding the farm? How many do you have guarding the quarry?
not as many as I would like.
Then you should probably train up people so they have something to do, so they're not miserable, just sitting around doing nothing. Even if it's tedious work, it's better than nothing.
I'll see what I can organize. But you are right. Maybe we've wallowed too long.
Well, if if you can at least see it, and if you promise me you'll try, on your word, on your honor, that I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna find those gnolls, and we're going to stop them from becoming a bigger problem than what they are. If you want to send volunteers, that's on you. If not, fine. But if we come back here and see absolutely nothing has changed, why should we continue helping you?
That's fair.
Right then. So long as we understand each other, I'm gonna get our lizard friend. Maybe he'll be receptive to helping.
Dragon.
You're a big talking lizard as far as I'm concerned.
Which one, Ikea or Quadrant?
No, Akira's
So
a dragon.
this-
I mean, I'm pretty sure I called Akira a giant lizard
probably
as well. Hopefully he will help. Otherwise, this might take a while.
I mean, he seemed receptive.
And with that, I'm gonna get up
Okay.
and start walking out.
You have given
And then I'm gonna make my way back to the
you've
League
given
Tavern after
Destin
that.
some things to think about. As you make your way there, or back to the Leaky Tavern, you bump into Rurik, who has picked up supplies. Luckily, he managed to find some. He's got this sort of large, heavy bag that he's carrying. It looks like probably about 4 or 5 days worth of food, easy. That he was carrying back to the Leaky Tavern because he was assuming that's where you were meeting up because he saw the dragon and the Dragonborn walk off in that direction.
Well, he was there when Musket said where to put
This
the
is
cart,
true.
right?
Well, I just assume everybody would know I'm putting it to the northwest.
Okay, yeah, so in that case, no, you don't bump into him. He makes his way over to you, Ellipsis.
I mean, if I did bump into him, I was gonna pat him on the shoulder and say, "Please don't team kill me this time."
Wait, he did that last time? I don't think he did.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll say,
he,
hang on.
he dealt quite a bit of
I
damage.
just injured you.
Yeah, he dealt quite a bit of damage to me.
Oh, quit your whining. It wasn't that bad.
Don't appreciate getting hit by icicles.
But yeah, as you arrive back at the tavern, you see Von Rin sitting there at the table with Akir and Quadrin, who is wolfing down some fish. Probably the first meal he's had in a few days, at least.
I am literally shoving, like Thor in the first.
He
Thor
slams
movie.
the water down.
I like-
Another.
Yeah, there's no alcohol here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's.
He's
Well, I mean, that's
15,
probably
he
a
shouldn't
good
be drinking.
I'm old enough. What are you gonna
Yes.
do? ID me?
Fucking gnome walks out and starts IDing people.
Excuse me, sir. I need to get your breath test. Do you
I'm
how fast you're? Do you how fast you realize how fast you're going down that alleyway?
Just be careful, my friend. My breath can be rather electric.
I'm glad me and Quad had that really interesting character development where we
Yeah,
possibly
I
can't
was-
talk to each other whatsoever.
I was just about to type in chat. God, this would be some great RP if we could actually understand each other.
I like to feel like you're just speaking to me in Draconic and you're just like, yes, and I'm just speaking in
Mm,
Elvish.
Anyway,
Anyways,
yeah, I'm eating a
We-
lot.
we'll keep that banked to when you can, speak without trying to enslave everybody.
Maybe we'll have to keep that until you learn to keep that.
That's
time
never
back.
gonna happen.
I don't know. Slavers tend to rip it off whenever they talk, so.
Maybe that's a practice.
But
we should
yes,
bring back.
Logan, you have just
Oh,
arrived.
Yeah.
Well,
real no fight.
Vonrin is quizzing Quadrin because Vonrin is very inquisitive, and this is his first time meeting a Dragonborn.
Oh my God, you're alive.
What?
Lizard.
What?
Also,
Oh,
yes, holy shit.
Hey, Logan. Yeah, Dragonborn. He just sort of points
Dragon, what the
to
hell?
Quadrin. That's what he is. He's a dragonborn.
In between, in
Oh, I
between,
thought he was just a big scaly lizard.
in between shoving food into my mouth, I'm sort of trying to be almost. I'm almost annoyed by the amount of questions I'm being asked because I imagine he's just asking them like a game of 20
it's
questions.
sort of along the lines of, how do you
Which
live?
way you-
Where did you come
where
from?
you come
What
from?
what is it like in the conclave and all this? It's just quick fire questions, and you're just like,
Is Vonner the equivalent of a weeaboo?
no, he's just inquisitive.
I mean, to be fair,
He's asking questions about a place that no one knows any information about. It's not being a weeaboo, it's being fucking sensible.
I don't know. With the Way of Wonder, he was
Well,
asking
he's-
those questions.
He's a
Does he
learned
speak
man.
Over there.
nope. Does he speak Draconic? I'm going to just repeatedly speak back to him in Draconic. Answer his questions.
He keeps looking at Akir for
Ugh.
translation and then notes it down what you say.
I'm not about to disrespect my home country by speaking in a tongue that's not native to my lips.
Said hello earlier.
You said no fight, friend.
Yes, because I wasn't talking about my
That
home
seems fair.
country.
Yeah, he's right. No fighting and friend does not come from
There
his own
is
country.
no word for friend in Draconic.
God, I wish we could understand each other, because this would be great.
Thousands
In
of
the
years.
distance, you hear a tiefling
The
taking a
closest
massive
thing to
exception
friend
that.
is I will not stab you
Tequila.
today.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Off in the distance.
I'm glad somebody
at a
else got that
movable
reference.
distance, you hear a tiefling taking exception to that word.
He does interestingly show you a excerpt that he has written down in his book, and he's hoping that you can translate it. And well,
It's a
it's
what?
it's
Big question.
it's
From
it's
what
in
to
a
what?
very old form of Draconic, one that is kind of like Welsh or Celtic Irish, where it's not very spoken anymore.
Oh, he's got
Essentially,
Gaelic
yeah,
in
just a
comparison.
very old
Okay.
Draconic language that most don't speak anymore. But you managed to make out the words, and it reads, "As Generous drew her blade across the throat of the Defiler, a voice rang out."
Let me just quickly make a note of that.
As General Grievous drew his blade
Across the throat of Shakti, she
As,
died for the sixth time.
As
But
General-
Master, I can't polish your spear today.
As
It's
Generous,
coming to me.
Jenras, drew her blade to the throat of the Defiler.
blade to the throat
A
of
voice
the
rang out.
defiler. Voice rang.
Nope.
Anything else?
Tequila.
Tequila. Da, 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 da.
Good liking. That sentence
Uh-huh.
sounds
It's
familiar,
because
doesn't
you
it?
spent a spell slot to translate it.
And I never
Oh
told
no,
him
you
what
didn't,
I
did you?
found.
Yeah.
And the ironic
No,
thing is,
no.
I don't think
No.
Quadrin's going to either.
Be really great if we all figure out what that means before he does.
So he
Yeah.
hands me this book. I read it. I look at him. I nod, and I put the book in my bag.
Wait, no, that's mine. Just a kid just sort of looks at you and just nods to put it back.
Wait a second. Yeah, because that's literally his entire notebook, too. Because
Yeah.
he didn't separate it.
Oh,
Draconic heritage.
That's the only line that's in Draconic. though. Yeah,
Is it on
he
its own
basically just made a
page?
note of. It was kind of like a brainstorm. It's just got that written in the middle with "What does this mean?" question mark with a line to it.
Lots of,
Yeah,
no, what does it mean? Circled around it over and over and over again.
yeah.
Okay, so my point of view. Big old passage in Draconic. Question of what does this mean in the corner. Looked at it, understood it, looked back at him. Yes, kept book.
Akia sort of looks at you and Ichikonic says, he wanted to know what it means, not giving it to you.
Having fun there, Red?
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah, I've aligned the goal
Alright,
money into an arrow, kind of.
I take the book back out, slam it down on the table, and slide it back across to
He
it.
sort of nods, thank you, starts flicking back through the book, looks at the page where it's written, still no translations, like, damn it! And that's when Logan arrives.
Right, well, you fed?
I gesture to the the 8 empty plates in front of me and 14
I like
empty
to imagine
flagons.
you just got a fish going down your gullet at the time. Like a fucking seagull.
Teeth in the bone.
Aye, we've all been there.
I looked at him and nodded. Yes.
Right, then, let's go. Time to kill some big fuzzy things.
Vonran sort of continuing looking at it in his book, and he just goes, you go on without me. I want to try something.
Alright, right. I'm just gonna wave them off and keep going.
I pick up my sword and shield and quarterstaff, which has a few more notches in it. And
You're making a flute.
No, I'm not making a flute.
Pan flute.
If you really want to know what it is, I'll tell you after the session. But I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not ruining it for everyone else.
But yeah, you both make your
Oh,
way
fuck.
through the city. You made an arrow out of currency? Okay. You both make your way through the city again, getting some funny looks. Logan, you realise that these are similar to the funny looks that you got when you first entered the city. Well, town.
Just gonna grin and wave.
Smile and wave.
boys. Smile and wave.
But you eventually make your way over to the cart where there is Rurik, Juliet, and Ellipsis waiting for you.
Was that everything?
I look at Rurik. Silence is consent.
Yeah, you got about 4 days worth of food supplies and that on your trip.
Add that to the party. So 4
Unfortunately,
days worth of supplies for all
Yeah,
of us.
you can
we
eat
like-
normally, and you have about 4 days worth.
unfortunately, our other dwarven companion has decided not to join us today. He's got more important things to do than making sure the city that we heavily depend on survives.
I mean, he's also going to be at the town, so if the town does get attacked, he can help defend it.
Like last time.
Look, that's just because I didn't want to roleplay fucking Vonran when he wasn't there.
I know. I'm still gonna give him shit for it. No. Yes, I know it's out of Bellen's hands. I'm still gonna give his character shit for it, though.
It's just like I'm giving, I was about to say Sax, stunt shit, because I fucking hate lizards.
It's alright.
It's not his fault.
I'm not too fond of halflings. Not halflings. Halflings.
Halflings.
Be one or the other. You fucking mutt.
Well, I'm fucking neither, you fucking
Knife-eared
Knife-edged
bastard.
mongrel mutt.
flavor scum.
Fucking everything. Come on.
Scaly cunt.
Oh, it's impeccably. You've called it me exactly what my ex-girlfriend used to call me.
Oh god. Wait, that's not what you called her.
Nope.
That's also not what you call sex slaves.
But,
My sex slave.
yes, you all
better.
group up.
Well, I apologise, you let them keep their tongue for reasons.
You all group up with the horse,
don't need-
who I can't remember if you named him or not.
No, we did not.
I think Bob. It was Bob.
His name. I went to ask him his name. I don't think I ever did.
Don't believe
To
so.
Bill the pony.
I did. I think I did ask him his name when I spoke.
Yeah, no,
to him.
it responded Bob.
Something like that.
Because at one point I had to, because he wouldn't leave virtually there, so I
He's
had
now
to
Donkey
talk
Bob.
to him. Okay, here's
Yep,
Bob. His name is now
and you
Carl.
sort of load up the supplies and everything onto the cart and hook up Bob.
Barrel's still there.
Yep, the wooden
Haven't
barrel
opened
is
it yet.
still there.
Excellent.
Damn, I knew we were forgetting something.
We
Nothing
should have
for
asked.
it. No,
Yeah.
nothing for it. Too late.
Oh, okay,
Go.
we're leaving. We're leaving. Go on, Juliet. leave
as,
donkey
as
forward.
you say this, she sort of starts leading the donkey, and he starts following her as you make your way out of town. For the third time?
Something like that.
Yeah, technically third time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And you start to travel on the pathways that have been made by the carts and such. It takes you about 2 hours, 3 hours or so before you reach the bridge again. And it's about midday now, and you imagine that you probably have about an hour's worth of rough travel to get to this on the map, the cave on the map.
What cave are
The
we
one in
heading
the
for,
dead
sorry?
center. There.
Kinno,
That is a
but that's a...
town, well done.
Wait, why is that? Oh, no, okay.
Yeah, that's Choke Point Bridge, as nicknamed by...
No, so
Yeah, you.
I
I'm
call
trying
it
to
that.
remember who.
I didn't intend that for it to be its name. I was just like, well, it's a choke point.
not
It's a
as
choke
much-
point bridge.
Well, see, we're the discoverers after all, which means we get to name whatever we find.
You have, though, found
Okay.
out that you are, like, the 5th people to discover this island. You're like Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, but no, basically. Yeah, but clearly we're the real
You
ones,
ready
so
to
we
see
get
some
named.
wheel shit?
Ignore these indigenous elves and the dragons and shit.
I mean, the only indigenous people we found was Trunks, and he didn't
We
really
found
name
Trunks.
much. He
Yeah,
didn't really
that's true.
name much of anything.
He doesn't really
The,
go
el-
in.
the elves don't give a shit anything outside the little precious forest.
Their forest
That's
that
also
creeps
true.
you out.
I mean, man, it's
It
a fucking living tree.
A living tree made a barrel that might or may not
Uh-huh.
be alive.
By the way, what have you
It also just
done with the
separated
barrel?
itself.
We haven't done anything
Where-
yet.
where
We haven't done
is the
carpenter
barrel?
tools.
Okay.
the car.
Is,
On
it,
the
is
cart.
it covered up
Yeah,
or
it's
anything?
latched to the
Latched to
cart.
it, okay.
Yeah, it's latched
Well,
to
it's
it.
a full barrel.
We don't know if it's full yet. You've not opened it.
No, as in it's.
Well, we did a weight
It
test.
felt
like it was
said
empty,
it
yeah.
was not that heavy.
Yeah, but what I mean is it's not got
Yeah.
like a hole or anything in it.
Is there
That's what I meant,
anything you
but
guys
it's
want to
full
do here before setting off?
Glare at the slaver.
Has there has
I'll tell you what,
been
as we're actually going, but go on, the direction I was saying.
I was gonna ask if there's been any changes since we got here or been here.
None that you can see. Make a perception check.
Does the thing that you're going to do directly involve conversation with me, Musker?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I will hold off needing to go to the toilet.
10 plus
13?
13.
Ooh, game. Ooh.
I'm not rolling die in that thing anymore
Yeah.
because it just stops him dead.
Oh, yeah,
you
no,
can
don't
use it to
roll on that.
contain your dice, but I wouldn't advise using it to roll.
Contain your
Yeah,
dice.
it doesn't look like there's anything too different than when you last came through, which was about 4 days ago now.
A few days, yeah.
Oh, well, I don't have anything to do here then.
Hang on a minute. Boom.
It's hanging on. Anyway,
What do you want me to hang on to? Everything's kind of
It's
just
fine, I was
flying
getting
around
rid of it.
freely.
Yeah. Oh right, okay. Yeah, I was wondering if you could get rid of that. Oh yeah. So at some point in the travel, doesn't really matter where it is. Where would a quad be sitting? So,
I would
or
be.
walking, or
I would
wouldn't
assume we'd
sit
be alternating between.
to be fair, you can't fit
No,
many
you
people on the
can
back of this,
fit,
can you? Fit, like,
Yeah.
You can
two
fit
small
4
people.
small people. So the 2 dwarfs, Juliet and
okay.
Josiah could have fit all at once, but 2 big people.
I would probably be bringing up the rear.
Yeah, fair enough. As I'd probably be. I
Yeah,
might have sat inside some point. I might be walking next to the carriage at another or cart, I should say. At another point, I'm just going to turn around and just explain backwards. Lizard,
I turn.
how much common do you understand?
think for a few moments. Enough.
Do you understand what we say?
I nod and then instantly turn my head to the left and right again to check for anything.
To watch him for a few more seconds before turning
Quick question,
back
by
to
the
watching
way.
in front of me.
Is this black for anyone else? Just like solid
Hang
black?
No. That's
No.
mine.
Ah, fun.
Let me try.
That's fine. I did have something else I was going to say. And I
Is that
completely-
loaded now,
completely forgot.
You
Still
might be
just
having
black.
the same problem that Stunt does. Let's try.
What I
no.
have to do, just reload or reconnect.
Eh,
Oh,
weird.
there we go. Finish
Do
that.
you mean the entire map is like black?
Yeah, now I see Yaren. Now I see
Oh,
Yaren.
it's just
You do
No, I
just
see
these
that map.
maps.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
do you see it
okay.
now?
Yeah, now I see it.
It's
Okay.
switched for a bunch of maps.
That's
I'll
right.
fix it.
I had something else I was going to say. I completely forgot at some point. Doesn't matter. I'll come back to it later. Don't remember what it was.
That's fine.
Okay, so I need to import your token, but yeah. So you start making your way down here. It's mostly grassland. It's kind of like a grassy flat almost between the river and where the mountains really become quite steep, but it is quite bumpy along here. You can take the cart. It's gonna slow you down, but not much because of the terrain. Hello.
Liking.
Right, so we keep
Out
going.
of curiosity, what was the conclave like for like landscape environment?
Well, obviously on the map it's just a big green chunk, because people don't really know what's
Yeah.
in there.
Because he hasn't
Not
gotten
only
around
that,
to
no
doing
one
detail.
really knows what's there. In terms of terrain, it was mostly green grassland, the occasional spots of savanna or arid terrain, that sort of thing, but mostly green. It's quite a pretty place. Hello.
Hey, Viking.
What did you
Just
think?
thought about something. So basically, people know more about the wastes of Salandria than
Yep.
they do about the Conclave. That's funny.
Oh, I
Because the
remember.
wastes of Salandria are typically the stereotypical evil group. And yet, the Conclave is...
That's what happens when they completely close their
Mm.
borders.
I remember what I was going to say to Quadrant.
Oh, yeah. I just find it funny.
Musket, you remember?
I remember now. I don't know why I left my head. Again, probably a bit further down, maybe when we're over here or somewhere, I don't know. And then turn back around and again, lizard.
Exact same as before. I turn and look to him.
I mean, we've got past just telling him and calling him slaver, so this is progress. That's
Progress doesn't mean I like him anymore. It's just no point calling him slaver. It's more syllables. What was oh yeah.
Wait a second. Slaver. Lizard. It's the exact same syllables.
Yeah, no, I'm changing it to something else in a second.
Uh-huh.
I realised I haven't told
Yeah.
people that part. Your name, what was it?
I'm just gonna stare blankly at him.
I'm the least fighty person.
That doesn't mean
in
you
this
don't
party.
instigate fights.
I mean,
That's exactly why he's paying why Logan's paying
Yeah,
attention to you.
for most of
because
this-
you're being confrontational to another person now.
yeah, for most of this, I've just been like looking around, occasionally looking at Quotient and sketching something, and just shooting a suspicious glance at Ellipsis anytime he looks at Quotient, because I know there's
yeah.
some shit going on.
Yeah, it's not me. How about you talk to the entire Desarin Empire? But you know, don't worry about me.
Wait, the Desalan Empire? The fuck do they have to do with this? You've been yelling at the Conclave this whole time.
Red?
Musket.
Well,
Yes.
Okay.
No, no reason.
Yeah, just had a thought. Don't
worry.
mind me.
You don't need to think about Ellipsis doing anything. He's the lovable bard, clearly. Anyway,
That was perfect timing.
That was the best
the
roll you could get for
lovable-
that.
He's the
Um,
lovable bard. All of a sudden, the entire chat, my sources say no.
Let's
Yeah.
see what my magic 8 dice says to this.
That's gonna be a yikes from me, Chief.
Ellipsis is a lovable bard.
Oh, I don't know. My magic 8 ball
I'm getting
believes
some
me.
he said, she said vibes from here. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting here.
Anyway,
I stare.
I like how my magic 8 gone. You just staring, was that it?
I just stare at you for a moment.
Okay, in that moment then I'm going to sigh and say something under my breath, and I'm going to point at myself and go, ellipsis.
I nod. I point to myself.
Yeah.
Quo done.
With the intentional.
What do you mean intentional what?
You said quote done, did you? Or
Oh,
did I
quo
just...
run. Sorry.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Quote run.
I nod.
I can't remember if we introduced the rest of the party, so if we didn't, this next interaction is going to be me going around going, Logan, Rurik,
Yes?
Juliet.
Oh.
I
so
don't think any of the rest of them. I know Ray's
No.
not here. No, not
It's just
Bob.
you guys. Bob points
Yeah.
at Donkey.
It's just the actual PCs. Yeah, I'll point over to the donkey as well and go, Bob.
I nod. And then I point to Juliet and say, where did she get this? And I pull out my symbol of Selenia.
Eyes narrow as you talk about Juliet, but I just kind of say, the town we were just in, Yarin, there's a church there. I believe she got it from there. Feel free to ask her yourself. Like, I am up and down, as I say, like, ask him yourself. Ask her yourself.
I nod and go back to looking around
Okay.
for anything.
Again, like, carry on watching him for like another second or two before turning my head away.
There's some sexual
Yeah,
tension in
there's
here.
some form of tension, that's for sure. As you all sort of continue down, you make it to about here. You can see the cave now, maybe about a kilometer away. It's a reasonably large opening.
Just as we're getting to the cave, I'm going to go to the toilet real quick. I'll be right
Just
back.
big enough to fit
Yeah,
my...
it's going to be a stretch, but yeah.
You mean a
Well, yeah.
squeeze?
It depends what we're stretching or squeezing.
One
Same
of the
difference. Yeah.
I'm gonna head on over to Rurik while we're on the way there.
Mhm.
You wouldn't have had to buy anything I could strap a torch to a shield, would you?
We should have rope. Do we have rope?
I
have
think
rope
that
blades.
might burn through.
Well, yeah, if you're not watching where the torch is.
That's a good question. Are our torches literally sticks or are they actual like fabric wrapped at the top? So it
They
doesn't
are
burn
like
down
fabric
the
wrapped
entire-
at the top, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
could have
it
swore I asked you once I can attach a torch to my shield, and you said it would have burned.
But
it
you have a
up.
wooden shield.
Well, what kind of a shield do you have? A wooden? Yeah.
It's a heavy wooden shield, and I assume it's been treated.
Yeah, but holding fire
can't-
against
you can't
it,
treat
it
it
will
doesn't mean it
burn
can't
through
burn.
eventually.
Well,
No,
no. So the way the shield cons work, it doesn't hold the torch against the shield; it holds it above the shield.
he's on
The
about like
handle, the
yeah.
handle is attached to the shield, not the
Oh,
actual
right.
flame.
I think he means like just literally getting rope, putting a torch next to it, and just roping like the bottom in like a really
Yeah, that
jury
you could
way.
probably do.
I could have swore the last time I asked that you said that would have burned through. I guess it just wasn't.
Yeah, that's
clearly
my mistake.
defined.
You guys weren't thinking of the same thing, yeah?
Okay, then I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna be like, oh right, I forgot about my rope.
What have I missed?
Not much.
Torches
Yeah,
burning in.
the mob has started.
Will you wait till I get to 14th level and I can literally turn
You
the entire
assume you'll
town?
make it to 14th level.
Nah, good luck killing me.
Oh, I have my ways.
If you kill me, I only come back stronger with a different character.
You're not
Cyber's
Cybern.
already got fucking 3.
Yeah.
I've got 2 other characters.
Or
Oh, is
I'm
that
Just
just
one of them
one
isn't
Viking.
in the campaign.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Coil.
But yeah, you.
Otherwise they bring back my
you make your
gladiator.
way over, and you get within probably about 300 feet of the cave entrance, and you can see now that it's probably a good 20 meters in diameter or so.
Oh, pardon me.
So it's quite a large cave entrance.
Does the light down
It
quite quickly?
seems to. You can see maybe 20, 30 feet into the cave from outside.
I have the solution to lighting the
You
cave.
don't have
Fireball.
yet.
I know.
It's a 5th level.
But fireball is the
Third
solution
level.
to everything.
You don't get
but
it till level
Oh.
7. Or level 6.
No?
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough.
Blade cast fireball. Wait.
So that way you can
I mean, I
fireball
can
while
make
you
your
fireball.
sword cast fireball. Oh yeah.
Centered on yourself.
Yeah, what would you guys like to do?
It's like you swing the sword, you don't
Well-
realize that you're throwing a fireball out of it, so you hit the ground right under your feet.
Since you're okaying it, Viking, I'm gonna tie a torch to my shield. You know, with the
Okay,
flame
yeah.
of it above the wood, so it doesn't, you know, catch on fire.
I will light my own torch then with
You have
prestidigitation.
dark vision, do you not?
Yeah, but torches are nice. I will
They
fucking stab.
extend your dark vision as well, I do know that.
Well,
Yeah.
I just like torches.
A bit.
Plus, it's useful for the
Oh,
human in the party.
Dark vision and the light vision, yeah.
And the Dragonborn.
And nobody cares about you.
Dragonborn
then,
don't
fuck off.
have,
Nope.
They don't have. Oh,
Welcome
yeah.
to 5th edition, where no one
Yeah,
has
it's
dark
really
vision.
weird.
No, everyone has dark vision at 5th edition.
No, you're
That's what I'm
thinking
saying.
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, like the only people
Pathfinder
that
had,
don't
like,
is fucking
90%
humans.
of
Mm.
Yeah. That don't have
humans,
at least
yeah.
the light vision. There's a couple
Yeah.
others, but yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 5th edition,
It's
very
about
few
half
things
and
do
half
have
in
it.
terms of races.
Yeah.
Dwarves don't even really have it.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
But yes, would you like to make your way into the cave?
We should probably leave the cart outside the cave.
Yeah.
And
I guess I can.
Yeah, but then we have to guard it.
No, I mean.
yeah, I was gonna
What's
say we
literally
probably
outside
should
of the
leave a
Gnoll's
cart.
cave.
You could hide it.
I mean,
And the
Probably.
donkey.
There are crevasses
the
and
donkey would sit
such.
there if we ask it to. Plus, they'll probably be more distracted by a group of armed adventurers walking into their hideout than a donkey.
Making the assumption that they haven't noticed us on approach.
True, true. But then again, if you had to pick between fighting a donkey or the armed adventurers in your doorway,
Aim, please.
still
They'd
come to
fight-
the same.
They
Still
would
come to the
fight
same.
the donkey after they've circled around the adventurers in the party.
They
and
would
steal
steal
all
the
the shit.
donkey.
Depends how scared of us they are.
No,
It's
they
either
would
what, bring
steal
it to us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, bring it to us.
Well, yeah, we're in their cave.
Thank you for returning our donkey to us. Now die.
Just, which one of you put the torch on your shield?
I did.
Crow is going to walk up to you. Apologies, I'm still learning people's.
Go with Logan.
Eh?
Oh,
Logan.
the characters, yes.
Yeah, the character's name, yeah.
Yeah, Logan.
I'm going to walk up to Logan and just look at you and say, wood burns,
Fire's not
Try.
touching wood.
and then try and take the torch off your shield.
I'm gonna pull my shield back. Fire isn't touching the shield.
Fire spread.
It's fabric. Doesn't spread that far.
And Crow will walk off to the mouth of the cave.
If you want one, I can make one.
It's just sad. Don't worry about him.
I'm also. This really does remind me. I'm very saddened by the lack of different shields in 5e.
I mean, you can homebrew them, but yeah.
Yeah. you have to flee.
mean,
You have to
yeah.
through 'em.
No,
I mean,
Super's got a decent
you can also
set of
flavor it
overall
like
for
a
him,
tower
but-
shield can be a kite shield of shape, basically, just so long as it covers your entire body.
Oh, kite shield and a tower shield are the same thing. It's just that a tower shield.
A kite shield is
no,
shorter.
they're not.
You're thinking of
Keter shield is what you're
Wait.
thinking of.
No, it's
No, I'm
actually
talking
called-
about a kite shield.
You mean
Yeah.
the teardrop shaped shields, right? That cover
Yeah.
the entire body. That's
Yeah,
a kite
which is
shield.
essentially a tower shield.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit shorter. A
Yeah,
tower
it's
shield
a
tends to be
tiny
more
one.
like the Roman
Yeah.
ones.
So
Yeah.
a kite shield is a tower shield that has a lot of extra weight on it that doesn't
I
need to be
I
there.
think that's the other way around.
Also,
but
the
sure.
kite shield is typically. Also, kite shields are
No.
typically strapped to the
Yeah.
forearm rather than held.
Yes.
But yeah, so you're gonna
You can watch Shad's video on shields.
you're
He
gonna
has an
hide
entire
the
thing on
donkey
it.
in the cart, or
I mean,
If we're not
really
gonna leave
might
the guard,
as well.
then yeah.
Don't really want to leave a guard. Somebody's separated.
as far as you are aware, there is at least at least one Gnoll in this cave.
Ah,
Probably
yes.
Here
No,
killed him.
Akira let him
Yeah, didn't no.
get back so
Yeah,
he could
that's
find
right,
where
yeah.
they came from.
Followed him.
And didn't we leave one alive from when we
No.
attacked?
No,
When
there were
you
no
were
survivors.
attacked, he
Was the
ran
next
away.
Yeah,
They
wasn't
said-
it
That
one?
one
Oh,
was
was
the
it
only
that
one that
one?
survived.
Yeah, that was the one. that
Oh,
ran away.
okay.
And that's
Okay.
the one that Akira followed back here. So you
Uh,
know of only one. But there was like 8 of them that attacked Yaren. So if that's a hunting party, there's probably a lot
probably
more.
By the way, I just got messaged a funny name for your shield.
Glowing
now,
shield
Simon.
of dwarvism.
Yeah, I saw it. The
Darwinism. Yes.
Darwinism.
Ah,
but yes.
fucking- yeah.
again, you said the fire isn't touching the shield. It won't
Nope.
catch on fire unless Viking's being particularly
I've already moved away.
vindictive.
You're gonna have to remove
Oh,
it
yeah.
eventually.
But it's probably going to
Yeah, I'm
burn
going
down
to
in a
when it
couple of
burns
hours.
out. I
so-
will. How long does a torch last again? Like
It depends what they're
hours?
made of. I'd say these ones probably an hour, 2 at the most, before they actually reach the stick.
Sorry, just appreciating it.
Okay.
I'll talk about it after.
So you're going to hide the cart somewhere?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we may as well.
Yeah.
Better than just leaving it in the
So
entrance
you sort of
if nobody's gonna
Take
do
it. The cave comes out maybe 5-6 feet, and just up the side of there's a small little like crevasse that comes out of the. That's not really a crevasse, but it's like an outcropping of stone and such comes around, so you can sort of you position the donkey in that alongside the entrance of the cave where you can't really see it unless you're looking for it. And Juliet sort of puts her hand flat, and the donkey sits down, and then she just walks off, and the donkey stays there. She's getting very good at controlling this donkey.
looking like a very sad, dejected.
Kinda, but she also like just picks up some hay out of the bag and just puts it on the floor next to him, and he seems quite happy.
Is he still hitched
Yeah.
to the cart? Hopefully he doesn't need to run anytime
If
soon.
he does, he's
Yeah.
taking the cart with him. Yeah, you guys then gonna make your way into the cave. Okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
So as you hide the cart and the donkey, basically he gets the idea that he needs to be quiet, and you all sort of peek round the corner into the cave to see down as far as you can. You can see that the cave goes probably a good 35-40 feet in before it starts to drop down and slightly veer off to the right. And as far as you can tell, it's not guarded or anything, so it seems clear enough to go in. And as you all start making your way in to the cave, can I get a marching order, please?
It'll be somewhere near the back, but I wouldn't be
Here are the
straight at the
characters.
back.
Viking.
I'm probably in the front.
Same here.
Yeah,
Message I've
we'll
just
do
sent
1
you.
second.
If someone else is taking the front, I'll take second.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'll take the front.
Logan.
I'm always in the front.
Whoa.
Not trying to get my character killed or anything.
I'd
no.
be near the middle or middle back, but I wouldn't be
Yeah,
at the
back.
back.
Like that. Then.
Because you don't put everything at the front.
You are putting the
That's a
person who's
bad idea.
essentially fucking blind at the front in darkness.
I lit the torch when I
It's got a
couldn't see
torch.
anymore.
It's 30 feet of range. I think it's 30 feet the torches give you.
Oh yeah, it gives them 30 feet, but you guys would have 90 feet essentially because your dark vision starts
I think
beyond
it's
that.
I think it's 30 feet and then 30 feet of low light after that. I can't quite remember. I gotta just find that out. Now watch them attack us from behind.
I will have Cybran make a perception check though for me. I won't have it at disadvantage because you do have the light.
Bright light burns for 1 hour.
Yeah, everything looks
Wow.
clear as far as you
You
can
have
see.
you have 20 feet of like full light and then 20 feet of dim light. So you have 40
Yep.
feet in total with torch.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck, I'm getting rid of this die. It's bad.
Curious how much it actually gave you.
It gave me a total of 6. Which is my perception roll.
Big oof.
Yeah, it.
Logan, what do your human eyes see?
Fucking nothing.
Excellent.
I don't like caves.
Wait, how many of
They're
us actually
dark.
have dark vision? It's just me and Juliet,
you,
isn't it?
Juliet, and Rurik, I believe, but Rurik's is a bit of a wank dark vision, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think you have it, do you, Rick?
I don't think I have.
I would
it.
assume the dwarves would have at least low light vision.
Yeah, I
Low
might
light-
have
Low
low
light
think
does
that
not.
exists
It's just
in
dark
5e.
vision or nothing.
It's just dark vision,
Um,
true sight.
I don't
I
think I
don't
have
think
dark
you do
vision.
actually. That's weird.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you do.
I
You
swear-
have
I
dark
swear at the
vision
start
up
of this,
60
we had,
feet
like,
Yeah,
in shades of grey.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
He's a dwarf.
It's under racial traits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was saying. Like almost every class, except maybe humans and dragonborn has
How did
dark.
your dice get up
magic.
Okay, I
I
didn't
threw
have
it.
it.
here? I like how
I
it's
know. I
stuck.
literally threw it away.
I like how it's stuck.
Oh, that's part of the intro sequence now.
Yeah,
roll
the
it
only
every
ones
time.
that do in the party
Oh.
is. Does Juliet have it?
I don't know, I'll check Juliet now. I've got it sheet up.
I think
think
Kenku
Kenku
do
do.
have it.
Birds.
No, she doesn't.
No.
So the only
Yeah,
ones
the
that
birds
do
are like
are
Raven.
Ellipsis and Rurik.
If
Yes.
I can't interact with
Yeah,
tablet at
you
all.
use
I
D&D
can't
Beyond
either.
on your second screen or whatever. Because the tablets are a bit jank.
Yes,
They're useful for
Yeah,
quick
because
looks
of
and
the way
stuff
they
like
spawn.
that.
They spawn at the top, so you get a quick look at all your good shiz.
Yeah, and they work independently
Yeah.
of each other as well, so if I can scroll down on mine, but it didn't.
I
work
didn't
for
scroll
me.
down. I tried, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah, I can't even interact with it anymore. I can only go to the
Yeah.
search bar at the top. That's it.
But yeah,
Yeah,
as you
Oh, yeah,
sort of
so-
look around, you sort of squint to look through the darkness and such. You can't see anything. Everything looks clear. Are you gonna continue making your way further inside?
Well, yeah. Also, when does passive perception come into play?
If something's trying to sneak
Someone
past you
tries
or
sneaking.
stealth around you. Okay.
Well, that's a 13.
So,
All right. So
I have a
yeah.
14.
So
So.
if anything, if it rolls lower than a 14 on a stealth, you
Oh,
guys
Jesus.
will be able to spot it.
Oh, sorry. Juliet has
Yeah.
a 14. My bad.
That's what passive is. It basically passively perceives anything around you that's trying to be stealthy.
And like passive ways and or passive
Travis
aims
sense.
and passive ways are for
Insight and investigation.
From what I understand, it's supposed to affect traps.
If it's high enough, yes, it can.
It can. as
Well,
well.
no. So the ruling I remember reading a couple days ago was that traps roll against your passive.
It depends on what the trap is, really. Like, if it's a floor trap, then yeah, it can do. If it's a trap, like a trapped door or something, then you'd have to investigate to detect it.
It's just this passive system confuses me slightly. It's just like, oh well, you weren't rolling to look for that. It's like, what the fuck is the passive for?
That's fair.
But yeah, if there's no breaks or
Yeah,
anything,
as far as you can tell,
continue
it looks
forward.
clear.
Shield ready. Shield and sword.
So as you make your way down to the right, the light from behind you starts to fade as you go down. It's not a steep incline, probably about 10... Okay.
Gotcha.
10, 15 degrees. It's
Violation of attacking.
it's
Fucking
not
right.
super steep, and you make your way down. You probably come about 200 feet down now. You've not encountered anything. There's the only things that you've sort of seen is about 100 feet down into the cave. You saw what seemed to be almost tribal marking type system. It was several almost bone structures in sort of almost a native Indian tent style of locking, a cross locking with a skull on the top of it that seems like it's probably a way of them marking whose territory this is, but you're not sure. None of you really know Gnoll culture that well.
Quo is going to walk up to one
Piss
and
on it.
kind of tug
Okay,
it
as
a
you
little.
sort of you pull a little bit at it to sort of see its construction and such, and the skull falls off of it and clatters to the floor, which echoes throughout the cave.
Well, shit.
You did
Promising.
discover though that
Good.
they're not very well made.
Nice. Is the skull nearby?
It rolls about 2 rolls down, so it's only about 3-4 feet away.
Okay. As we're walking by, I'm going to crush it underfoot and
Fair
carry
enough.
back up with the party.
As you continue making your way down, could everyone make a perception check for me, please?
Yes, my first roll. Let's see how fucking
Fuck.
shit.
Where did I leave my dice? Oh, they're there.
That's like, what, a 7 for you? Yeah.
7. God damn it.
Is that a natural
perception.
1 for you? Oh, well, you're going to roll
natural
well
one.
this time.
That's like 8.
God,
Me.
okay,
Yeah.
come on, Red.
And it'll
Nine.
Juliet
I got
has
nine.
mod 21. Juliet had a
What
21.
was yours, Red?
Ugh.
9, okay.
9.
Yeah, 21.
Okay,
Also, just to warn you, in 40
okay,
minutes
yeah,
I'm gonna have
that's
to go.
fine.
Can I use dice bot? Is that still a thing I can use?
I'm gonna have to look at that, because...
You have to put it
I
into
wanted
a
to use
server.
Sidekick, but I
Can't do
can't
it in
figure out how to
forums.
put it in my server.
Or
We'll go
groups.
over that afterwards. So all of you are going along. First of all, Quo, you think you've got some bit of bone stuck in your foot or something, maybe? It's very uncomfortable. And you pretty much stop paying attention as you're sort of hopping along, jingling, as you try and get whatever's in your foot out. Logan, Ellipsis, and Rurik, you guys, you can't see much past Logan's torch. You obviously see the dim light and such, and it's difficult to make out what's up ahead. It's quite dark in this cave, even with the torch. And as you're sort of all walking, you're not clearly hearing anything. You hear what seems to be like the drips of water, possibly. Hang on, I've got a fucking thing for this. Yeah,
You do. You have the same soundboards I have.
there we go. There's a sort of
Shame I hear nothing.
there's like
The in-game sounds for this is
Oh, yeah.
really fucking weird.
there's that games get on it. It's the occasional dripping of water and the occasional rock just down the tunnel, probably coming loose off the ceiling. You're not really sure. Juliet, however, in a voice that 3 of you recognize as Destin's, well, actually, all of you recognize it as Destin's, thinking about it. You hear her go, Gnolls.
Oh yeah, I draw my bow and arrow.
I draw my sword and shield.
I draw my magic.
And
Sits down with a pen.
Let this be the day that we draw short
And,
sword together.
she unsheaths her sword, and she sort of puts her finger to her lips. Well, beak. And that is a
God,
freaky
that's a
image,
freaky
thinking about it.
image.
Ugh.
Hang on.
You all sort of stop and
I know
listen,
I've seen a picture.
and now you can hear a ways down the tunnel, probably a good 70 or 80 feet or so away down the tunnel. You hear the standard sort of chattering of gnolls going and sort of communicating and shit and growling at each other. Oh boy.
Oh my
No.
god.
She's not a furry. Kill her. if she
And
is.
Yellow.
and you're pretty sure that now that you're all paying attention, this is what Juliet heard.
Does it sound agitated?
It, make me. What would this be? Yeah, probably an insight check.
Okay, that was not a roll.
16, and you're rolling
16.
on the Dr. Pepper now. Okay. It's difficult to make out. You obviously don't understand Gnoll, but it seems kind of agitated, but at the same time it also seems kind of like a heated argument, almost.
I'm gonna douse
Okay.
my torch.
That was my torch
Okay,
then, by extension. And I just used
Okay,
prestidigitation to do it.
Quadron, Logan, you now cannot see.
I'm just gonna find a nice corner to lay up
Yeah, you two
against.
cannot see anymore.
I bring out my quarterstaff and use like a blind man stick.
So, any
Oh,
any form of
temptation.
perception
I'm not
check or
going to.
such made for you right now will be at disadvantage.
How
Probably about
far did we say they were?
80
If we're
to
all
100
starting to
feet
hear
or
them
so.
now.
You're hearing the echoes. It's very faint though.
The echo. Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay. Not wasting a spell slot on that. Especially because I have to. If I don't want to, I have to.
It
ritual
takes
cast, which
11
takes
minutes for you. Yeah.
11 minutes. Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
wasting.
Are
spell
you
slot.
guys gonna continue forward stealthily?
I'm going to rack an arrow. And
Okay.
Continue
If you all want to do that, please make a stealth check. I believe
boy,
you're
here
at
we go.
disadvantage for stealth checks, are you not? Yeah.
I am.
Oh, 19. And let me do
That's,
Juliet.
that's a 4.
Juliet
This is
is
going to be
not, she
interesting.
doesn't have heavy armor.
13.
Can't get any worse than that.
9.
19.
I don't think I have anything.
you have
on
a plus
top of
1 to
that
stealth, I think.
Oh,
So that's
no.
5.
Just have a quick gander.
Juliet had
Okay.
12, I had 19.
But Juliet also, if I'm not mistaken, has disadvantage because of her armor. Is she not?
I don't believe so. No, it's not.
No, that's
it's
true.
not
It's
heavy enough
technically
armor.
medium. Yeah.
It's medium. Yeah.
Okay,
That is
so what did we
5.
get? Red. For stealth, yes.
For stealth? Good question. I need to figure out what's my bonus.
I would also like to point out, just on the journey, now that she has a long
Okay,
sword, I'm
yeah.
taking my dagger back off.
21. Okay. Logan?
Yes.
Juliet was ellipsis
12.
and stunt.
19.
Yep. Oh boy.
That's a range of.
Tell everyone
I'm
I'm
just
on
not
my way.
trying to be.
Let's see if they can roll any better to perceive you as you make your way down this tunnel. You close to within about 50 feet, 40 feet, 8. Plus their perception, which is... Perception is... Fuck, what is perception? Wisdom. Okay, so yeah, they don't get a
wisdom.
modifier to that.
Ah,
They
good,
still
thank
heard you.
Good luck. Shit.
I'm not even trying to be stealthy.
I think
Hello, gentlemen.
Ellipsis, yours was
surrender.
19, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Juliet who was told.
19.
Cyber, what was
12,
yours
yeah.
again? 9? What was
9.
that? Your voice okay there, buddy?
I really need to get something.
Okay,
to drink.
go quickly
Yeah.
grab something to drink. Okay.
Yeah, but there's. If combat is engaged while I'm finding a drink, I strike
Okay.
my torch on. Turn it on.
I'll prestidigitation it on for you. Don't worry.
So as you're making your way down this tunnel, you get about 40 feet closer. You can clearly hear this now, and as you you're mostly being stealthy, and as you they hear they hear something, maybe you're not sure, but the conversation stops, and you all sort of dart against the walls to be quiet and just to minimize your movement in that. And unfortunately, as Quodran does that, he is wearing quite heavy metal armor, and it makes a small clanging noise, not much louder than what would be a good estimate? Like dropping a coin in a pot. It's not much louder than that, but in the cave it echoes quite considerably. And then you start hearing... as it seems like they're sort of asking each other, did you hear that? Yeah, I heard that. What was it?
I would put my finger to my lips to make sure everybody stays quiet, but I realize two of them members can't see them.
That's probably why Quodran
So I'm also going to message.
clanged against something.
So
Right,
I'm also
I'm
going to message saying, shut up.
Okay, as you go through saying shut up to everyone.
Well, just to the two that can't see me physically putting my finger to my lips.
No,
I will not be
I will not
silent,
shut up.
slave. You see,
I light the torch at his foot. Oh no!
you see, a little bit of what looks like light. It's difficult to tell. It could be like something glinting, possibly jewels or something. You're not sure, but you also see sort of little yellow gems, pretty much, floating down the tunnel. The three of you that have dark vision can see that there are two gnolls currently sort of looking around down the tunnel. As they start making their way into the tunnel with their spears ready, what would you like to do?
I message Rurik. If he wants to respond.
What are you gonna message me?
I get a message saying, do you see... I don't know why I'm whispering. I don't need to whisper. I'm in your head right now. Do you see
You are
the
being
gnolls?
kind.
Very muffled.
In a
I heard the
response,
but you are
I'm
being
going to, in a response, I'm going to cast Ice Knife and throw it at the gnolls. Because I
Yeah, that was what I was going to say.
They
It's
are
hit the gnolls.
pretty much next to each other, yeah.
I'll lose an
Alright,
arrow.
sweet
that I
then,
had
yeah.
previously
Ice
ranked.
Knife.
I make the assumption that I'm able
You
to
would
hear.
hear and see the bright
Nice.
white, like, shard just go
Actually,
out of...
as he does that, I'm going to use prestidigitation to light the torches that we have.
Okay,
So the other two
roll
can
initiative.
see.
And roll to hit, please, Red.
Alright, initiative is, oh god, that's horrible.
Oh, boy.
4.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
To hit, hopefully better than that. Plus
Ugh, my
5.
initiative wasn't that great either.
8, that's 13. 13 to hit.
13
Oh, that's
does
even worse for
not
Julia.
hit.
Either way, they still
They
have to make the
do.
dex save.
Yeah.
So both of them need to make a dex save of 13.
You're right, the slavers come.
One of them fails.
Coming from my
with a
side of the
4.
table.
The other fails with an 8.
Alright, so they take 2d6 damage.
Okay,
That's
10
10
damage
damage.
to each. Or is that split between
Yep.
them? Each? Okay.
Each.
Okay. What is everyone's initiative before we continue? I'll
How'd
just
you
go
want to
around.
start,
Logan.
Or do you want us to scream all at the top of our lungs?
14.
14.
Lipsis.
12.
Juliet. Oh dear.
5.
And
that too.
Quadrin. Damn,
19.
son. Okay. So as you were also releasing an arrow, were you not?
No, I switched that in as opposed to lighting
Alright,
the
gotcha.
torches at Prestige. I'd rather they have
Right.
sight than me launch one arrow.
Viking, you've got mine
yes.
down, right? Initiative.
Um,
I rolled a 2 as well. Difference is,
Yep.
I have less dex.
so as everything kind of just erupts in an instant with this white shard flying from Rurik's hand and impacting just above their heads, but shattering and causing them both to sort of make a horrible noise that echoes throughout the cave as both torches just back on and kind of blinding you a little by throwing a lot of light up suddenly. And you
Ta-da.
are now into combat. Ta-da.
Can we like
There is
oh,
a combat
there's
map.
map. Okay.
Yeah.
Gnoll caves.
Regular
Uh,
gnolls.
Regular
you
Gnoll.
would
Where are we
be-
at, Vex?
Over this bit.
Regular
Please,
Gnoll.
yep, size
We have to
yourselves
size
down,
ourselves down.
organize yourselves. Actually, hang on.
We cannot. We do not have permission. You just have to drag, drop, scale us all down, and then that will work decent. Because then we'll all retain relative height.
That should be about right. Let's put yourselves onto.
You should have just
That's
drag dropped
true.
us all. You should have scaled us all at the same time, or just take us all down by like 3 pips. I don't know.
There we go.
You scaled us all down by 3, and Quo, you were done by 5.
His base is also bigger, but
So,
yeah,
Yeah,
you're all
his
sort
base is
of
big.
in
but
this
what I mean
bit
is
here.
replicate
So
Alright, I'm being called. I don't know what was just yelled downstairs at me. I'm gonna go check that. I'll be
Fair
back.
enough.
If they're still close,
Oh god, sorry.
ice knife. If not, catapult. Unless it looks like they're gonna die soon, at which case,
Okey-dokey.
frostbite.
yeah,
So we're here.
they have just sort of made their way into this bit, and they're sort of like this. So,
Go away, pizza.
Quo, you're up first.
I am going to
Okey-dokey.
charge forward. 5, 10, 15. Hello, boys. As Quo as Quo sees the explosion and the lights go on, he instinctively sprints forward, screaming "Wakra!" at the top of his lungs, and he's going to swipe at. Sorry, just getting this things up. I'm going to swipe at Gnoll 1, I
Yeah.
presume.
That's not what I wanted to do at all. There we go.
I would enter the name.
That's a
This is
21
correct.
to hit. The one on the left of me, yes.
No one.
Cool.
There we go. 21 does hit.
Perfect. Sorry, it's been a while since I've
Since I hit.
I mean, yeah. Been a while since I've played a paladin, so I'm just making sure
Yeah,
I've
that's
not
fine.
forgotten anything. I did forget to use Divine Favor, which is a bonus action. Don't know if you allow me to use that now.
You've
If
already
not,
rolled a
perfect.
hit, so
Cool. No worries. No worries. Cool, and that is 11 points of damage.
So as you run up, screaming in Draconic, you slice at this Gnoll, who is now looking in a very bad way. As you leave this huge gash across its sort of stomach, chest area, as it lets out this horrible, whimpering dog sound. And is
Very nice.
blood gushing down its fur. And that ends your turn, I do believe. Cybran, you are next. You can
I
indeed.
squeeze here? I'll move here.
Oh, I did want to use Shield of Faith, but no worries.
Is that a bonus action? Yeah, I'd say you could do that. Yeah, it's bonus action, so.
It's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I will raise my shield up then, and it will begin glowing with holy light.
Yep. That's everyone within 60 feet of you, is it? Oh. Surrounds a creature. Okay, so
No,
you're using it on yourself. Gotcha.
Yes.
We'll put your AC to 21, you bitch.
Yep.
Alright. Logan, what do you wish to do?
I moved here and don't have much to do, so I'm just
Okie
gonna
dokie.
strike at this Gnoll in front of me.
So we have a proper
indeed.
tank now.
Yep,
18
that
plus 6.
hits. Roll damage and another d20,
Oh,
please.
8 and another d20, so 5.
5.
Wait,
Okay, so
yeah.
8 damage to that Gnoll. And 5. Okay. Are you going to say anything, or just gonna let combat flow?
I guess I'll let combat.
Yeah, fair
flow.
ellenough.
Go
I didn't know
around.
if you wanted to sort of yell tactics or anything. Who is next?
No, I'm gonna save
Musket.
those.
Ellipsis. You are up next, yeah.
Really?
Red rolled a 4 and Juliet rolled a 5.
Those Gnolls.
Oof.
Actually,
The
no,
Gnolls
hang
rolled.
on. The Knolls
Yeah,
rolled a 13.
I was-
My apologies.
I was to say I was expecting
Yep,
the Gnolls to go.
So
before me,
each
surely.
of them is going to take a strike at the ones in front of them.
Giorno's.
So the one
Yeah,
against
plenty.
you, Cybran, fucking almost breaks his spear against the wall. He is a little fucking dazed from the ice knife and being stabbed. And the one against you, Quo, is bleeding out. He's more worried about that, so he takes a wild stab at you with his spear and completely fucking misses. You easily just bat it aside with your shield. Alright, Musket, now it is you.
This is going much better than it did last time.
Indeed, but then again, that's because the cards were useless.
There's also
Um,
only 2 of them rather than 7.
There is also only 2 then 7. So, swings and roundabouts. I'm gonna take a step out then, and just with my racked arrow take a shot. Oh god, sorry, my screen fucked up then.
No one? Yeah.
Probably no one. There's anything I can really do. There is no need for support at the moment.
Ignore that.
That's not that good.
Okay.
That's 11.
Unfortunately, as you loose the arrow, you're forced to move your hand very slightly, as it's when it's stabbing towards Quo, who just bats it off, and unfortunately his arm just moves into the way of where you're about to fire, so you move it very slightly. It goes straight over his arm and straight past the Gnoll's head into the rock behind, and just you hear an arrow clink, 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 into the ground.
Crumble, crumble. I will just. Really hope I get that arrow
Okay.
back, and that's my turn.
It is now Juliet's turn.
Julia. Excellent, she can do stuff. She's going to go slightly further ahead.
Yep.
To about by there. And she's just going to use.
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. On Gnoll 1. She is
Dex
Dex
save of
saving
12.
12. I know Gnolls are pretty fucking dexterous, but let's see.
That is a 9, so he fails.
Oh,
1d8,
nice.
yeah.
1d8 of damage. Give me a second.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very good.
Ah, bless you. I don't actually have a d8 out because I don't really use d8s. There we go. No, give me that. There we go. Ah, well, fuck
One?
you.
One.
One.
Okay,
1 point of damage.
Surprisingly, though, Juliet feels like this spell probably not as strong as it could have been. Even so, the Gnoll's eyes start glowing, and you hear this horrible, wounded animal noise as its eyes immolate out of its skull, and fire starts just coming out of its eyeballs as it
Get off
drops
my pizza.
down dead.
Nice job, Julia.
She kind of just shrugs and is like, okay.
I don't know who.
Oh, you don't. You be a sassy bitch to me, young lady.
No, because she thought it was a weak spell that she just hit it with, but no, it died. Cool.
So yeah, that's why I'm like,
So yeah, no, it's...
Huh, interesting.
that this tiny speck of flame just drops on him. He's like, pff, and he just burned from the inside.
Oh yeah.
and now it is Red's turn. Is Red back?
That's all. Yeah. Does Juliet have any bonus actions? 1 second.
I guess not.
No, she's not going.
Red is not back.
No,
Okay.
don't tell me he's back.
Sounds to
Sounds
me like
Firebolt
firebolt.
to me too.
Oh, he finally learned
He's had
fire.
Firebolt for a while.
Good.
Ah, good.
I'm
What
back.
do you wish to do?
Oh, he's back. Just in time.
Has anyone else heard the rolls?
that one's hurt. One of them is dead.
One of them's dead.
Okay. Let's just do a frostbite on this one then.
I knew you were gonna do it.
It's almost like that's what he knows. Okay, what
Yeah.
is Frostbite?
Con
save
save
13.
13.
That is a 9.
What
Yeah,
are you
I'm
rolling?
rolling
1d6
absolute
frost
trash
damage.
tonight.
Or cold damage. So
We all
D6. That's not a D6, that's a D8.
You don't push it.
D6.
5 damage. Very
5 damage.
nice. Frostbite's not a stream, is it? It's just a sort of freezing.
I just caused frost to form on them.
As you're basically looking at it, Logan, and Quo, you've now turned to face it. You see, like, on half of its face as it just starts to form ice crystals and turn blue, pretty much. And that brings us to the top of the round. Quo, you're up.
Yes. Oh, you bitch. Actually, that still might be alright. Oh wait, no, it's not going to be. That attack misses. And that's
Fair
essentially
enough.
my turn.
Cyber.
I really.
Okie
I'm gonna
dokie.
take another swipe at it. Because I really don't have anything there to do either. Not until 5th level, anyways.
16 does
One down.
hit. Roll me damage and another d20.
Another 8.
Oh boy.
Again.
11
Actually, does 11 hit it? It doesn't, does it?
16
Okay,
barely
thought not.
hits.
Oh, I think I rolled an 11.
You rolled a 12
Wait, if you
or
got
something,
2
which is why I
fucking
was like,
5s
oh,
in a
yeah.
row. Oh my god. Okay, so what was the damage on that? 8? Yep.
8.
As you see the ice crystals sort of form on its face, you decide, yeah, that seems like a good enough place as any to aim. And so you do a slicing uppercut with the sword across its face and pretty much decapitate it as it just falls to the ground dead.
This was much easier. I am.
You are saying this out loud.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on
Okay,
that one.
so which way are you facing, by the way? This way?
This way.
Okay. Quo, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
I can, but I won't like it.
Do you do deck saving throws at disadvantage because you're heavy?
It doesn't
I'm gonna say
say
you
that I do.
don't have to. No, because he is proficient in heavy armor. He's just
Acrobatics and athletics don't take disadvantage.
yeah,
it's
because he's
just
wearing heavy
myself.
armor, so it clangs and all.
I just...
I'm gonna say he doesn't have to, because that's how the game says.
Oh,
That's an
18,
anyway,
yeah,
that's
that's fine. As Cybran or Logan goes to say, that was much easier than last time. You managed to just catch a glimpse of orange light starting to emanate from his mouth, and just in time managed to dive out of the way as a 30-foot or 30-degree cone of fire bursts from his mouth, covering this entire area in flame for a few seconds. Yes. As you manage to just duck behind him here before it engulfs you two.
I'm going to burp loudly.
As you do, a little bit of smoke comes out.
Like, of course. The other
Of course
fucking sword has weird shit that happens to it as well.
Of course these
It doesn't
damn
hurt you or
birds
anything,
burst.
but you did just breathe fire.
Was that entirely necessary, Logan?
I think it was. No evidence.
Quo will look.
Clearly.
Both bodies
Look
are
at Logan
mildly
and go.
singed and smell of burning flesh at this point.
Quo will look at Logan and go, I do that too. And when he's sure that he's not going to get fucking eviscerated by flames again, he's going to decapitate both these gnolls.
They haven't had enough punishment? Okay.
Not?
Nope.
Well, as long as he doesn't start to string them on a
He's
cord.
gonna take their
They are.
ears and start making a fucking necklace.
I decapitate them and I take the heads. I'm not-
Yes.
I want the
The
heads.
behaviour of a barbarian.
You're taking the heads? Okie dokie.
I'm taking
you
the
take
heads.
the heads. You now have 2 gnoll heads. Well, 1.5 gnoll heads.
I shave off the ice crystals. You'll look prettier without it.
I'm just going to start
Okay.
moving forward.
I don't know why I'm suddenly Korag, but I'm Korag all of a sudden. Yeah, I take the heads. I move
Okie
forward
dokie.
with Logan.
I'm assuming everyone is moving forward.
Mhm.
Yep.
As you all start to move further forward, you move into. I'm just gonna move those 2 out of the way. Move into the sort of opening where they were, and in this opening, it's a sort of 40-foot cave across, pretty much. It's like a little outcropping in the cave. It seems that they were having a conversation over what appears to be some form of meal that they had. It's difficult to tell what the meat was because it's so badly destroyed. But they seemed to be having a conversation or some such before it was interrupted. You imagine they were probably early guards or something for the den.
Hmm.
Well, I don't think they could have missed the massive fire
Oh
breath.
no, you
that
guys
occurred
made
earlier.
a lot of
Oh,
noise.
the smell of the burnt corpses.
Let's see if they did, shall we?
They probably would. It'd be a very rancid smell.
Yeah, they have strong noses.
Alright. I'm gonna
Okay.
have to go, by the way. Might be back. Probably not.
We'll be back. Probably not.
Well, if there's nothing else in here.
Nothing that you
no-
can see, nothing that any of you would be interested in. Are you doing this
Forward.
stealthy,
Just
or
carry off back from the wall.
I think they already
Okay.
know we're here, so.
At this point, it doesn't really make. Well, actually,
okay,
I'm
make
going
me
to
a
stealth.
stealth check, please.
Not very good. That's like an 8 or something.
Huh.
Below 10, I'll tell you that much.
Um.
Oops. Doesn't really matter though,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I'm staying behind them anyway. So
So as you start, I'm assuming, making your way into this next area. What is the running order? You get to about here or so.
I assume. Oh god, probably mostly the same as before.
I will be walking side
Okay.
by side with
Yeah.
Logan.
Up to this line is where you get.
I assume he's still going to be standing. Then, if it's the same as we walked in,
Yeah.
it would have
Didn't
been
know
like
if you'd
that.
moved or anything. As you all turn this corner, you hear almost like an alert howl coming from over here as you look over and you see 3 more gnolls stood there. However, one of them has a longbow.
Are all of these lit? Like, is
It
this
is
area
lit up
lit
by the
up?
torch
Sorry.
that you are carrying, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Gnolls have dark vision?
And
Capes.
capes, apparently.
If they're gnoll hunters, they do. And
Did it look like we found the one that ran
none
away?
as
Out
of
of
yet, no.
curiosity?
although all gnolls look
Oh, okay.
pretty
I've got a
similar.
good memory for him. Nah, I know which one's him, definitely.
That's race.
Alright, roll
You can't
initiative
say that.
for me.
Shut up, Slaver. That's me. You can't do that. Fuck off, Slaver.
11.
Okay.
Ooh, that is some low frames. Jesus Christ. Cool.
Where'd my dice go? There it is. Fucking hell. And that was what they rolled. So, Logan, you said yours was 11. Musket.
11.
Oh boy.
7.
Juliet. 12.
12.
And stunt. 13. Okey-dokey.
13.
And let's roll for red.
Rick, probably.
10 plus.
Ooh.
I need to pull up his sheet. I think it's. Is it 2?
Yeah,
plus
2.
So 12.
Because we rolled the same, but Juliet went.
Okay, so the Gnoll Hunter is actually going to go first. Which makes a change, and he is going to shoot at the first one he sees, which is probably going to be Quodrin, as he comes around the corner.
Is my shield of faith
How long does
still
that
up?
last? Does that last for a minute or 10 minutes? Then yes,
10
that would still be up.
Cool.
Okie dokie.
Still 21 then.
Oh, fuck me. That's a 9. That doesn't hit. So an arrow goes flying off and impacts this wall between you and Rurik. It was close, but not close enough. My apologies.
Maybe if their eyes were actually centered on their head, they'd be able to hit something.
Okay, and now we are to stunt.
Cool. I'm going to 5, 10, 15. Can I go 15 feet and then throw the heads at their feet and then move another 15 feet towards them?
I don't see why not. I wouldn't say throwing heads is an action.
Like with the momentum, I'm going to just lob the 2 heads
Yeah.
like at their
I'm
feet.
assuming this is to intimidate them. Yeah, roll
Intimidate,
intimidation at advantage then.
Well, that's a 17 straight off the bat with
so
whatever the
that's 21.
fuck my intimidation
What's your
is. 21. Might be a nat 20.
natural 1?
Nope.
Ellipsis is a surprisingly intimidating person.
Considering how skinny and weak he is.
Yes. That's a 20.
Intimidate.
And as I throw them and they land at their feet, I'm going to look at them and say, "Run, flee!"
Cool. Yeah, they
So they
don't
won't
even
understand it.
understand common, so
But I'm hoping that hey, heads on floor, scary thing that we've never seen running towards us, screaming unknown language. Maybe I want to
well, that one's
rethink
not
my
going anywhere.
stories.
Yep.
20.
Um,
Then you will die
okay,
brave.
so you have actually made these two reconsider their lives slightly, and they've taken sort of a 5-foot step back. This one, however, is not fucking moving. He is steadfast.
Your funeral. 5, 10, 15, and I'm going to go for the slice on it again. If that's. I'm
Yep.
still allowed to make a melee check.
I'd say intimidate would be a bonus.
That's a
Yeah, that hits.
24. Cool. Oh, did you say advantage?
Not
on
on
it?
the attack, no.
Okay, cool. 1d8 plus 4. Ah, damn it. Only 5 damage.
Well, every little bit of damage helps. As you, as those two back up, you sort of move forward using your momentum to slice at it, and you get a decent hit on it. You slice into its arm, but it doesn't seem to care too much. It's steadfast in its resolve, that's for sure. And then, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, one of them is going next. The Gnoll Hunter went first, didn't he? So yes. This one actually is going to strike at you.
He's going to strike.
That is a natural 1.
Oh, well,
He got a natural
That makes
20
sense from
and
the
then a
sentence.
natural 1.
why was he at disadvantage?
No, he wasn't. Natural 20 on steadfastness
Oh.
when being intimidated, and then a natural
Oh,
1 when he tries to
right,
actually
right.
fucking attack.
I thought you meant like you mean.
Ah, yes, his foolishness
His
outweighs
hubris.
his courage.
He is going to lunge for
May
you, easily knocked away with your shield. Not even close to hitting you. You just push it away with your shield anyway, and he loses his balance as he does and falls prone.
I was going to ask if I can make an attack against him, but
I mean, when you get to attack him again, he will have advantage. Well, you'll
He'll
have
have
advantage to hit him.
I know,
Yeah,
it's
he
fine.
is now
It's cool.
considered prone, but he won't fuck me. What?
Do you-
I'm
what-
trying
what
to
are you
knock him on
doing?
his ass, but that's not working.
There you go.
Oh yeah, but
You just
that
press
means it's
F.
dead.
Hang on.
No.
There's no way to knock him on his ass without doing it unless you. Oh, he doesn't exist.
Hang on.
Yeah,
Hang
none
on.
of you guys exist. No, he's just
Yeah.
gonna fall straight through.
Interesting.
They don't.
Yeah,
they don't have.
actual models. Fair enough. Well,
They don't have
remember
collision
he is-
models, so
actually, hang on.
Right.
you could just alternatively put a P in the name, but we can't.
That's
We
true.
can't edit names.
No, he has a little thing underneath him.
Okay.
He will do.
Does he?
He is prone. That's the
That's
flippy
the
square.
flippy square.
Um,
There you go. That's a bit easy to
So
see.
it is now. Who? What's Juliet's dexterity for me?
Juliet, it's just dexterity.
Dexterity,
Dexterity.
yeah.
Save it. Well. Oh,
17.
Uh,
okay,
17.
I think that's higher than Red's. Red's is 14. Yes. So Juliet goes first.
Oh right, you were setting it that way. Okay. In which case you should do the same thing. Should 20 or 25? Oh no, it's just 30. Okay, good. Yeah. She may as well get it all the way up here. Yeah, there's no need staying back. And no, she's just gonna use Sacred Flame again.
Yeah.
There's no need to go all out yet. That's another Dex 12 on. Which range do I have? 60 feet. Okay, plenty. On the. She's gain advantage because she's prone. On the one back here, then. No one.
Okay.
Because she won't gain advantage
That's a
on
natural
attacking
one.
somebody.
That dice can go over there.
Multi fails.
Uh,
48. 1d8.
3 damage.
3. God, I hate rolling on tabletop when I'm not a DM. When I'm a DM, I roll fine. When I'm a player, I roll
Yeah,
garbage. I
she
don't know
she
why.
tries it again, considering what happened last time she used Sacred Flame, and this time it just sort of scorches a patch of the fur on this one.
But you're getting better.
Should be there. There we go.
Ah, that's
Okay,
not
and then it is Rurik's turn. Rurik is going to move up to here, and let me have a look at his spell list.
Probably for some sort of ice-related spell.
Probably, yes. Yeah, he's going to cast Frostbite. They have to make a con save. That was my dice falling on the floor. Actually, that was my dice falling on my dog. Did you eat it? And we'll find it later. That is a natural one. Fuck's sake. Yeah, that.
It's two
Yeah.
nat ones in a row, isn't it?
Different dice too. 1d6. That is 2 damage to him, and it has disadvantage. So he throws. Well, suddenly ice appears on this gnoll laying on the floor. Small amount of ice, not a huge amount. And then that takes us to Cybran? Yes, Cybran.
Well. And I'll just
Okie
swipe
dokie.
that null again.
You
You
will
get
because
advantage
he's
as well.
prone.
Stab him.
12 plus 6.
18, yep,
so
that hits. Roll me damage and another d20.
7 damage.
11.
11.
Ooh, boyo. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. Can you roll me 5d6, please?
5d6, you say?
Oh no, I know what 5d6 is used for.
And what was the damage? It was 7, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that 5d6 total up to 12.
12.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's unlucky. That's very unlucky.
We're gonna use this for now.
My light just got slightly dimmer.
There we go. As you hit this gnoll for 7 damage, a flaming horse just materializes about 10 feet away from you. Yep.
A rideable
As
flaming
far as you can
horse?
tell, it is a real horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
has a
doesn't have
saddle and everything.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
It looks
Hello
like
there.
War's horse from Darksiders.
Just the war horse
Yeah,
from
basically.
Four Horsemen of the
Okay,
Apocalypse.
so
Yep.
There's a horse here.
Guess meat's back on the menu, boys.
Does it respond when I talk to it?
It's a horse.
Does it react in any way?
It's just come into existence.
Like,
It
doesn't
now
leave-
has seen the gnolls and has turned around and bolted down this tunnel towards where it saw friends and has stopped about here-ish.
I think I know who made the swords, and I'm gonna have a few words with them.
But as far as you could tell, it was quite interesting watching a fireball go running around here. But as far as you can tell, it is a actual living horse that you can ride without taking damage.
Tame it? Well, it's already run away. That's a problem.
Cool, guys. I'll see you later.
I mean, I would love to tame a flaming horse, but I have no animal handling, and I'm not a mountain combatant, so...
Hello, welcome to
So the
Olympus.
Cavalier is a really shitty archetype for the fighter that has absolutely nothing to do
Oh,
with
yeah.
being mounted in the first place.
It's good for a
It's
centaur.
terrible.
But yes,
No, well,
Not even because you're
Not
not even
I
mounted.
not
believe that
even
is
then.
your turn,
because
is it
none
not?
of the Cavaliers.
Okay,
yeah,
and
that'll
then
be
that
my
is
turn.
the third NPC, the one that you lot have been fucking... Oh no, wait, this guy back here, innit? He is going to move up to here and take an attack at Quadron. Fucking don't know why I bother. Yeah, that doesn't hit. He's still a bit shaken, so he jabs forward, but it's a good 1.5 foot short.
Can I roll to grab the spear?
I don't see why not. Would that be?
That's
would it
an
be an
action.
action? Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
With an action.
Yeah, it would come under
Grab,
grappling.
yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh, nice.
That completely negates part of
That's-
the class ability
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
Alright, no worries.
it's like attacking out of turn.
Cybrings is gone. Musket, you are up next. At the end of the turn.
Fuck you guys, I'm going to the flaming horse. Going to the flaming horse, man. That's cool.
actually quite warm.
No, oh, that's nice. How cold is it in here?
Cave cold. It's about 10 degrees. It's not
Oh,
super
fair
cold.
enough. Not
My-
cold then. Yeah.
My AC is broken,
Yeah.
so it's hot as balls
Te-
in here for
it's
me
fucking
currently.
Texas, mate.
Yeah, I'll go there for 10. Yeah, 15, 20.
Middle
yeah.
of summer.
20.
That is
Is
the
that a
cave
wall?
edge, but you
That
can
is.
sort of get right up against it if you wish.
Would that be right up against the wall? Okay. Take a step back, so I'm mostly covered then. I don't know how much cover that'll provide me from this Gnoll Hunter
Probably not enough.
if he attempts to shoot me. Not enough. Oh, well, then I wouldn't fucking do any of that. Would there be anywhere that would provide me enough cover from here? Because to me, that looks like a wall, like
I mean,
there.
that would, but
So
that
me
would also
essentially being
block
there.
most of your view angle to about there.
Are you
Yeah, there you.
And I'll
trying to
sit
get
there
you
then,
could
so I
see.
could
total
peek around
cover
the
or
corner.
partial cover?
Well, to get full cover, I'd be completely out of view because there's
Yeah.
no. I know I'm not going to get that, but I'm looking for some amount of cover.
Yeah, that could work there. You'd get disadvantage against it.
friends. Has meat shields.
Here's meat shields. And I don't want to burn any of my nice spells yet. Because I'm feeling I'll need them later. But you're standing in my way. I'm going to try and get a shot right through
Right through the
right
middle.
through
of
the
them?
middle of them to I guess that guy's
To there.
like
Yeah, he is on
in
the
between them.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still prone.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah, she is. In which case, I'd fire straight past him.
I
You
mean,
could
you're...
probably
Hmm.
make these.
I'd hit one of
shots,
those
yeah.
two. Yeah, fuck it, fine. Just go for the Gnoll. Yeah, why not?
Okay, roll to
Gnoll
attack.
Hunter.
Good job I don't have any ears.
Still not good. It's not gonna hit. It's the short answer.
Wasn't a natural one though.
It's
so
like
that's
8
good.
or something. No, it's like 8 in total.
But you do feel as, quote, you feel as the round, the arrows that seem to be getting progressively closer to hitting you from your own team go flying past you.
Team.
You are still part of a
word.
team,
Yeah, team is-
even if you're not teammates.
No, that by definition, I think that's wrong. I think by being in a team, we become teammates. I accept his
Alright,
presence
as
because the rest of the
companions.
party has agreed to pull along.
Stop fucking
I don't know.
stop arguing
Acquaintances.
semantics.
I don't know. Acquaintances.
Battle
Is
brothers.
actually...
No,
No,
that's even
Alright, both
closer.
of you.
No, he is a slaver, and that is how I'll refer to
And
him.
he is a
Half-brood.
half-brood.
Gee.
Half-brood.
Half-brood.
Okay.
Half brood.
As you come back to the top of the round, this guy's going first. And well, the arrow did miss him. He also shot at him, and he takes He takes
Yeah,
exception
that's why I
to
took
this,
cover.
but he will have disadvantage against you.
That's why I took cover. That's why I wanted to cover, because I was like, if I fire at him,
Well,
he's going
that
to fire
would
back
have been a
at me.
21 to hit, but instead,
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
a 11.
Oh, just misses. Just misses
Yeah,
by
as
2.
the
So-
arrow, as you just sort of duck your head back round just after you fire, an arrow ricochets just off, missing your face by about 8 centimeters.
Hit me. Juliet, duck!
Juliet duck. Ping!
It goes over Juliet's slacks Rurik in the face.
It
like,
just
oh, shit.
it
How did
just
I misjudge
dings
the
off
depth
and
so
flies
much?
off harmlessly in this direction.
I'm here sighted. I could see the problem coming towards me. I couldn't judge how close it was.
Root Goblin kicks itself like down this, it like falls down here, rolls down here, hits a skull that rolls over there, which rolls into the main chamber, and you just hear. I
Right.
was like, oh shit.
Whoa, you are up next.
Is Mr. Prody
He
Boy
is, his
still on
turn
the
is
ground?
next, however.
Okay. I'm hoping it's not going to be. Well, thank fuck that's a 2. That is a
Does not
13
hit.
to hit. Bastard.
Did you roll at advantage?
I did, yeah. I got a 2 to begin with.
Ace.
He is writhing
Um,
around on the floor, trying to avoid being hit right now.
Let me just check my
Uh-huh.
spells.
Doing a good job, apparently.
What was that?
That was the sound of him rolling around on the floor.
It's the sound of the police.
Oh, I don't.
I'm
I
sort of
don't want
regretting,
that police department helping me.
I'm sort of regretting not taking any spells that can.
Do damage.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all fucking. I can't do anything else really because I don't have 2 attacks yet. I could give him back hit points.
I heal the
but no.
Gnoll.
No, get up! I'm not done fighting you yet. Stand.
That sounds like something Antonio would do.
That sounds like something that guy once did in a different game.
No, I
Okay.
can't do anything.
So that ends your turn. He is going to get his ass back up, so he is no longer prone.
Okay.
And he's going to stab at you, Logan.
No,
Oh, is
he's
he
not.
not?
He's not because I'm going to use Sentinel.
Okay, is that a reaction ability?
Okay.
It-
Allows you to react on anything.
Yeah,
doesn't
that's a
it?
reaction, and even if he still manages to hit,
Yeah.
I get resistance on the attack.
It basically allows, instead of his reaction being on movement, he can do it on anything within.
Okay,
The
so
5
that
feet,
is...
Mhm.
What's that? That is a 20 to hit.
I can,
Yeah, that hits.
And what does Sentinel do?
it just allows me to make a melee attack. Bear with me. I'm trying to fucking find it on here.
I'm pretty sure
Uh,
it's just the same as your
didn't
attack
try.
opportunity.
When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the turn. Creatures that provide. Yeah, it doesn't matter. When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature. I got a 20.
24 to hit?
4.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Would-
But he will also hit red.
Which resolve first?
Hit red. Hit Cybern. The one hitting Cybern will resolve first, I do believe. And that is
Yep.
1d6.
It doesn't say.
I'll do it as
but-
the attacker resolves first, and then you probably kill them.
Yeah,
That is
sure.
fucking 3 damage.
I might have to. Might have to look into that because
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, no, 33.
33 points of damage.
No, no. My health pointer hasn't been updated. so
Bruh,
it's
you
still saying
fucking dead,
34.
bruh.
Oh,
Bruh, you are
36.
dead.
And then I hit him for
9 points
9
of
points
damage.
of damage.
Is this guy? Okay, so you leave a nasty slice in him, but he is still standing.
Tell me, Noel, what keeps you to this
The
mortal
lack of
tether?
damage you bastards have done to it.
What tethers you to this mortal plane? You overgrown
so
mutt.
Juliet is next.
so. In which case, 5, 10, 15, 20 Reno, 25. She's gonna take a slap at Gnoll one.
Or
What does she have to hit? +2. Very good. Oh, Jesus! My emails just suddenly kicked off for some reason. It was weird. That's
A 4 to hit. Wait, is that a natural 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's 2.
No.
It's a 2.
Alright.
What is it now?
Yeah, no, that does not hit.
Oh, technically it's. Let me just double check. Is that calculated?
oh.
Yes, that is calculated. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that doesn't hit.
No, I was just checking if it actually calculated the extra +1 that she gets, and I was like, yeah, it does.
So yeah, she gives it a swing. Does not hit. Swings a bit short. The Gnolls are mainly focusing on the big guy in front of them, but they're still sort of actively looking out for things and such.
This is understandable.
Yeah.
Ow, my kneecaps. Does she have Fury of the
That
Small?
would be if
No.
she was a halfling or a goblin.
I'm just checking something.
Is it just them two? I would have thought Kenku's would have had that.
No, because Kenku's can be a bit taller.
Kenku's
okay,
full
fair enough.
grown are
Oh,
about
cool.
4.5 feet or so. She is a child, yes.
She's a child.
So she is
She's a child.
shorter.
No.
Um,
With attack with oh no, it doesn't matter about that. Yeah, nope, that's all she's doing. I don't want her to burn through her spells yet.
what is Red gonna do?
Probably more ice stuff.
It's almost like he's an ice wizard.
I mean, technically no such thing exists.
You'd be
in D&D
surprised.
world,
I don't know how many
unless you limit like,
spells
the learning of spells.
does Rurik have left? He used
Used
one
them.
to make.
He used a second
Yeah.
level spell slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he
Juliet,
used one ice knife.
For some,
And then went to from.
That's
what
first
was
level.
that second level? That was first level. He should have.
Yeah,
definitely-
he's gonna cast Ice Knife again. That is everything in a 10? 5 foot.
Because of 5, but you've got a ranged
Yeah.
attack, and then you get the explosion damage afterwards.
Yeah, he's going to Ice Knife to hit this. It can hit a space as well, can't it?
You can hit a space, but it
That's
doesn't deal
true.
the initial
Yeah, he's
damage.
going to aim for the
It hits
Gnoll
a
Hunter
space.
to hopefully hit this one as well with the splash damage. So let's roll.
I'm glad that horse is being so compact.
Well, it's kind of bound to its master. So that is a 9 plus 5, so 14, which does not hit. But they do both have to make the dexterity saving throw. There it is.
That meant yeah. The two attack is
13,
just
that's
one
a
hit,
natural
so they have
20.
to both make the die. There you go.
That one saves.
Oh.
And that's a 16. They both save, so Ice Knife does dick.
Wow. Does it not even do half damage? Is it
I'm not
just
sure, let me
nothing?
check. Yeah, each creature, if within 5 feet of it, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage. So, yep, does dick.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, that brings us round
God damn it,
to
we're right.
Sibran, I believe. Yep, Sibran. Oh. Another swipe.
Another swipe at this one right here.
Swip swipe, I'm going for the kite.
18 plus 6.
Okay,
another
and
8
roll me another
damage.
d20, please. 6. Oh boy.
Yes, 6.
Don't really have a way of visualizing this, but that'll be interesting. And it was 8 damage, wasn't it?
Yes, there's another 8 damage.
So you hit the Gnoll. I think I did those wrong. I'll sort that out in a minute. You hit the Gnoll, and you successfully draw a decent amount of blood on him. But as you hit the Gnoll, your sword flashes slightly as a large glass ball encases you. You are now essentially trapped in a large glass ball.
How big is
Uh, about it's
It's got like half of him stuck in it.
it's big enough to encase the 6'3" man or whatever. So probably takes up nearly. You'd probably be about there now, and you would both be sort of shoved over slightly from this.
Is the ball
it's like a giant hamster ball.
Alright, I'm going to retreat to try and trigger an attack
Okay,
of
you will
opportunity.
move at half speed in the giant hamster ball because you're trying to push it along. But you will trigger an attack of
Move over here.
opportunity. What is your AC to hit from melee weapons? 19. Yeah,
19.
you've got some fucking hopes. Yeah, that's a fucking 16. 17? 17.
I mean, he's not hitting me though. He's hitting the glass ball.
This is true, but he would have to still technically hit you to hit the glass ball, which he does not. So you are now trapped in a glass ball that is essentially taking up a 10-foot square.
Oxygen
No,
does the
it lets
heaven,
oxygen through. There's a little hole at the top, but
Okay.
It's sort of cursed.
Could get Juliet to hit it. God,
it
that'd be
is
entertaining.
now. Nope, it
My
is
turn.
the NPC's turn, and then it's your turn.
wait. Yeah, they're not. Well,
Yeah, I
yeah.
did do that wrong. That way around. So the one that is closest to Juliet, this one, Gnoll 1, is going to swing for her.
Not against Juliet.
And that is a 15. So that's a 15. So yep, that is a
Oh.
+4, so 19 to hit, which I know does because she's got 15 AC. And that is, what is that? That is 1d6 damage. That is a 6, so 8 points of damage. Yep.
8 points damage. Cool. Nope, why did that not? Okay, I just took it that way, that's fine. 8. No, I typed in 8, why don't you... Okay, fine, I'll do it that way, that's fine, whatever. That was weird, okay.
Okay, and now it's your turn.
Following on, please fuck off emails, why are you suddenly telling me now? Following in grand tradition from... you know, actually I'm gonna...
Yeah, I can
do
provide
attempt
partial
to
cut.
actually...
You do
provide partial
technically,
cover
yeah.
now.
You could. I'm, however, actually going to try and do some form of damage. That's a bit better now. I'm going to point at. We'll go with the
Yep,
one
this
straight in
one.
front of quad, and point it and go. Do you know the Lorax? And cast
Okay,
Distant
what does it have
Whispers.
to do? Wisdom save?
Wisdom save of 14. Takes half damage.
That
on
is a
successful.
16. Now I'm rolling good.
Half-
Okay, so
half
what is
damage
the
on
damage?
successful. Give me a second.
Oh, Christ.
3d6. Not amazing. Where's my d6s though? Ooh. So it takes half damage on this. Ugh, god, garbage. Up or down rounded, I'm not sure, 3 or 4.
So what, you rolled an 8? 7?
You got 7.
I'll say 3 on this occasion. As you say this, and
Oh god.
its
Oh
head
my.
just detonates
Oh dear.
from the psychic damage.
He has become to the power of the Lorax.
Good thing I wasn't in the splash zone.
Yes,
Psychic
both
damage,
Juliet
yes.
and Quo get a little bit of blood splatter from a Gnoll's head exploding.
I then go to exclaim, see the power of the Lorax.
Oh dear. And back to the top of the turn, which is the Gnoll Hunter, who is mildly confused by the sudden
That was a
glass
first
ball.
Yeah, you guys ever seen
Come at me,
Coward?
you coward!
Everyone's a little confused by it, yes.
you
He's
want
going to continue
bubbles?
firing at
Oh,
Ellipsis
hang on.
unless you
Oh,
are
sorry.
moving. I didn't ask if you were.
No, I'm actually. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm moving behind now. That I've used my spell.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, he is going to take a. He's going to take
I'm
a
not a
shot
fighter.
at
Shoot me.
Logan. Then he's still
Come
got
at
a
me, you
hit.
coward.
That's a 19 plus 3. So that is
I mean, yeah, that
22,
hits
which
anyway.
does hit. However,
Why didn't you block that one? I thought you had it. No.
however, it does do. Oh, that does 1d8 of damage. That is 4, so you take 2 points of damage, and the glass ball is shattered. So you are rained down
step on
with
the
glass,
glass.
but you are free from
Well,
the
see,
glass.
See, unlike our lizard here, I'm wearing boots.
I mean, bold of you to assume that I'm not wearing.
He was,
plate
but
mail
it
boots,
felt
but
like
okay.
he had
Should've
something
said
on
you
his
crooked.
foot.
Yeah. Well, that's why I assumed I thought he was.
But yes,
wearing
you are now free of the glass ball, and you took half damage because it slowed the arrow down.
Good. You deserve
And
a
he's
swift
gonna move
death.
over to here, and that ends his turn and brings us round to stun.
I'm going to kill Gnoll one
I mean,
very
if you
quickly.
could, that'd be grand.
That's right, glass. Oh, that's not looking good, Chief.
14
It's happening.
does not hit.
Yeah.
It's happening.
These gnolls don't have
Nope.
multi-attack.
You know what? In that case, I'm going to look at this Gnoll hunter, and I'm going to point to him and then me, and I'm going to cast Compel.
Okay, what does that do? And is that a bonus action?
Excuse me.
Okay.
It is a bonus action. I need him to make a wisdom.
Oh
saving
boy,
throw.
wisdom. A Gnoll's greatest stat. Next to intelligence and charisma. That is a 5, so no, he fails that.
Cool. Perfect. So, on a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you, and must make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet from me. If it succeeds on the saving throw, the spell doesn't restrict the target's movement for that
Okay.
turn. Spell ends if you attack any other creature, if you cast a spell that targets a hostile creature other than the target, and if a creature friendly to you damages the target or casts a harmful spell on it, or if you end your turn more than 30 feet away from the target. So I'm going to have to. So essentially, I now have to
Fair
focus
enough.
down this.
And he has to focus you. Okie dokie.
Yes.
And that ends your turn, I do believe. Juliet.
Yes.
Is going to go down
Oh.
by the schoolyard. Don't think anybody knows that song. She's gonna go eat. Just stay there and attack the gnoll.
I mean, she does get flanking damage
she
on
should
that.
attack gnoll one. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I was going to try and take on the gnoll, but you know what? It's just easier to focus down, so she's going to attack gnoll one.
Did you
I
not
don't know.
listen to
So
anything I
she
just
is
said?
flanking.
Oh, no, you would know that in character. So
While you're flanking
The
rules.
advantage.
First hit is that was a 9. Oh, well, that's like a
The-
11 in
those
total.
do not hit.
Damn it,
Juliet,
Juliet.
why?
She's in good a square. I think that's about it.
Okay, and now it is red, and red is going to do what red does best. And cast...
frostbite.
Why is Vonwin's name WD?
I don't know.
I'm trying to want to be WD-40.
Yeah, red's gonna do what red does best and fucking cast frostbite. Hey, you bollock. That's a natural one. Yep, that hits. What is with all the natural ones today?
That's a natural one.
Yeah,
that
it's
hits.
a Constitution saving throw, so you know.
Oh, right.
That's also a 1, so he takes 1 point of damage. What the fuck?
Man, what
I
has
don't know.
happened
They've
to
all
all
gone
of
to
our rolls?
utter trash. And that maybe
It's because I'm.
it's contagious.
That
It's
has
the
to be
curse
it.
of sex. It's the curse of sex. It's just not
And
linked to anybody anymore.
that ends Red's turn. Cybran.
Maybe I'm the
Maybe.
Windows of the group.
You're cursing us.
Oh, I'm doing, fairly all right, I think.
It's 3 gnolls.
10, 15.
You
You
killed
hit
2
a while
gnolls in
either.
2 rounds.
Also, I killed the only gnoll
And
that's
then ran
dead
away.
so far. And then ran away. I'm not a fighty fight.
Yeah, I'll
Okie
focus
dokie.
on. I'll hit that Gnoll.
Hey, it's flanked
He's
from
not
fucking
flanked
everywhere.
for
Jesus
Logan.
Christ. No, he's not flanked from there now.
Yeah,
19 plus 6.
it's pushing it. I don't think he'll hit.
And then,
Yeah.
and the damage is
9. Okay,
9.
and
Wait, no, 10.
11. Okay,
11.
and roll me another d20, please.
Yep.
As you slice through that gnoll's head.
Oh,
Oh, why did
there
you
goes
do
a
that?
pizza slice.
15.
15.
Okay. Un momento, por favor. Okay. Surprise, Gnoll. You basically slice this one's head off, and as you're bringing it around, a magic missile, more accurately, 7 of them, fly from your sword into this one.
It's a lot of magic missiles.
744.
Yes.
7d4. Oh wait, no, yeah, 7-4d4.
Every single one of them hits.
No, 7d4. Yeah, 7d4. That's all you need. Are they still at +1?
They would be at +1.
It would
yeah.
be.
Alright, well, that's that spell gone.
21 total. Jeez.
21 total
Yep.
damage plus 4.
So
+7 technically.
I mean, he had
so
Yeah.
20 he had 20
28
health.
points.
Now he has none.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He just got fucking pounded by that spell that flew from your sword.
I am conflicted on this sword.
I'm conflicted, just waiting to teleport you to the other dimension and go, no, you know what, I don't like this sword.
And that ends combat.
Right, now that combat's ended,
Yeah.
I need to go
I
through
was
it.
going to
and
end
I'll
the
put
session anyway. I just wanted to check if you guys wanted to do anything just before the end.
them. Pat the flaming
Okay,
horse,
you
does the flames
walk
hurt?
over to the flaming horse. You pat it. No. It seems like it's just a horse with the illusion of fire. It does generate some heat though, which is a bit weird for an illusion.
Now, if only I can get that result with every swordsman, I have an army of horses.
And meta knowledge, it will stay around for 12 days. However, you guys have no idea how long it will
Imagine that's
stay
why
around
they-
for.
Finally, an actual draft animal that's useful.
Don't talk to Bob like that.
But yes, that is where we will be ending the
Alright,
session for
but-
tonight.
Nothing of which I am going to assume I need to know after game. Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, if there's anything that comes up, I will let you know. I hope you all had fun.
I did.
For once, I'm in a combat.
Back in a little bit.
For once, I'm not in a combat encounter where I'm nearly dying.